And we're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Kasey Kurtz.
Yo! But what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kurtz, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN690.
I've reached the point that I've been here long enough today that I'm starting to wonder, am I getting stuff done or am I not? You ever do that?
In like a 30,000 foot view kind of way, or what?
Yeah, because I'm like I need to cross stuff off a list.
Yeah,
I've
you're a
told you
busy
that
guy
before,
all
right?
the time. Yeah, so you're constantly getting something done.
I've now been here for a while today. And so sitting in one place, like I feel like I'm getting stuff done, but I'm not sure I'm getting enough done.
You don't normally sit in the same spot, at least up here. You're usually like back and forth or up and down. So I'm going to go with no. You haven't gotten anything done today.
Not anything. Not that moving around makes you get things done.
Oh. You always make sure to carry some papers in the hallway, shuffle them around as soon as the boss walks by. You know how it works.
Well, we talk about our 12 days of Christmas that we got coming up, but I'm not sure that's completely off my chest yet. We haven't completely figured it out.
It's still cooking.
Yeah.
Right?
Still
so,
cooking.
like, I don't like that. There's an emptiness now.
No, we chatted about it.
I know,
we transitioned,
but that's not enough. We
you know.
gotta go. It's go time. Like, I get to a point where I'm done talking. Let's do it.
Okay, well, we physically can't make the days go any faster, unfortunately.
Well, I know. I'm just saying it does start tomorrow, though, right? 12 days of Christmas?
Yes.
Is that the case? We're already there?
Well, for us it is because we're on,
Business days.
yeah, we got to go business day.
12 business days.
We're taking
for
off
Christmas.
about that, by the way. I need to take about a couple of days.
Way to bring it up now. Like, what are we supposed to
I
say?
totally
Aaron?
forgot about that.
I mean, really. Well, hey, maybe, Kasey, maybe for the 12 days of Christmas, we'll give away a guest
Hosting.
co-hosting
Ooh,
opportunity.
I'll
That would
keep
be
the
fun.
seat warm.
That actually would be
nice.
fun. You think they'd let us do that?
Of course.
Would they?
Dude, we give it away to the Boy Scouts every year on the news channel down the block, down the hallway.
4.5 WOKV. We're
All right.
not afraid to say it.
I mean,
Jacksonville's
some
News
of
and
us
Talk.
aren't afraid to say it. I'm
But
not
hey,
afraid to say it.
and we're a team.
Next thing you know, you have a gang of news kids at the door trying to start beef with somebody. Like, I don't want any of that smoke. I'm just saying, for the Boy Scouts, we auction off a free weekend show.
Oh, that's
You
kind
just
of
come
cool.
on here and say whatever you want to say for an hour.
Like whatever you want to say? Or?
Well, I think there are
Within
some
reason.
limitations.
Okay.
I bet people would like that.
Yeah, they do. Often they buy it.
True.
Do they actually use it?
They
I
do.
don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, the big story, Trevor Lawrence does not practice today. You guys concerned?
Nope.
Still
No?
not concerned.
Still not concerned. Think things will be fine.
I talked about this yesterday. Like,
did.
Look out. This is going to be maybe an ugly feeling in everybody's belly today.
Now, I'll say this. I still believe, if I had to guess today and put some money on it, I believe he's going to play this weekend. But if we're talking about a gradient from 1 not playing to 5 absolutely playing, yesterday I might have been at a 4. Today I'm like at a 3.5.
You can tell you've taken a lot of employee surveys because who the hell goes 0 to 5 or 1 to 5? No, nobody except for employee surveys, right?
Meanwhile, I did 0 to 5 and I went in between the numbers anyway. I should have went to 10. There's a lesson for
Like
next time.
most people go to 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. But if you take an employee survey, you go 0 to
Listen,
5 or 1 to 5, whatever it is.
On a scale of 0 to 3,
I strongly agree. I strongly disagree.
I'm at a 2.3 and a half. So
strongly agree or strongly disagree. Like, what the hell's the difference? I either agree or I don't.
no, there's a gradient there. Because you could go, well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, more towards they don't. I just agree or strongly agree. I get it. I like that. I like the gradient in everything because life is not binary. It's not ones and zeros, black or white. It's just this scale, and it's everyone's
That's
in between. Everything's case by case.
I can't be hypocritical here because I do think we live in a world where everybody does think it's kind of absolute. Not everybody, but a lot of people, the loud people, think it's absolute.
Sure.
Right? So
Sure.
that's fair. Kasey, are you concerned about Trevor playing Sunday?
Nope. Not at all.
Just going to keep saying that.
If on a 1 to 5 scale, do I think he's going to play or not? I would put it at about a 4.5.
What about 4.8?
Yeah, 4.8. I could go. Listen, does this sound like a guy that's concerned to you?
Yeah, I'm feeling better today.
There you go.
Than
Okay.
I was Monday and yesterday. You know, a little bit of the soreness is going down a little bit. Obviously, still sore and kind of taking it day by day, but fortunate for sure. I feel pretty good.
He's going to play.
Good.
Yeah,
He's going to play.
But I will say this. I think Peterson and company in that building don't mind playing coy at times.
No, of course not.
Now,
and it's all
this
part
is
of
a different
sportsmanship,
circumstance,
gamesmanship,
right?
too.
Yeah. He's not practicing. I mean, not going to play coy to the point of not practicing.
Yeah, it's not like he's wearing camouflage or something. Yeah.
But I do think they think there's value in keeping that mystery in some players.
Don't you? I mean, I think there's
Not
value.
really.
In that. You don't think because
Nah.
you think the other team isn't falling for it?
I think the other team knows. Like, give me a guy. Like, do you think Detroit did anything different or would have done anything different if they knew Andre Sisco was not playing on Thursday?
They may have called or practiced more to whatever side of the field they think Sisco would be living on, but
Yeah,
I
and
get
that
your
might not be
point.
the greatest example. I mean, the bottom line is if the Jags don't have Trevor Lawrence on Sunday, the Titans don't have to game plan for that. They're like, all right, we got a better chance to win.
Yeah.
The Jags have a much better chance to lose if they don't have Trevor Lawrence. So it doesn't really change what the Titans are doing.
Do you think that has more to do with the difference between Trevor and Beathard or more to
Yes.
do with just the fact that it's the quarterback position?
I
and
think a
not
little
some
of
other
both. I think there's a big difference, right?
position? Quarterback's going to throw the ball no matter what. But you
Yeah,
know.
well, I think what maybe the game plan changes slightly because you're like, well, we can load the lineup because they're going to really hand it to
That's
ETN,
what I'm
right?
thinking. Or I'm thinking like one quarterback likes to roll around and the other one just kind of throws and,
Yeah, but the bottom line is they're probably going to try to stop ETN regardless.
Mm-hmm.
It is the moral of the story. So I'll answer my own question. Like,
Please.
I don't really have a lot of concern over it. I think the fact that I shared that picture yesterday that was shared with us, and he was out and about yesterday. It's not like he's laid up. I mean, he's got the stim going, which I really want that. I want something that I can walk around with stimulation going through me. I like the idea of it.
Okay.
So can we do that? Make that happen,
I'll
doctors?
just we'll do it like acoustic. Casey will just be
You guys
giving you
ever
like
do the
back
stim
rubs
stuff?
wherever you go.
You ever do that?
Like the little leads, the
Electronic
patches.
stimulation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get them on my back when I went to the chiropractor.
Yeah, it's good stuff, isn't it?
love it.
Man, turn that thing up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you start like,
You start twitching a
oh,
little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
You
like it's
start-
kind of nice.
You start
I
twitching.
kind of like it.
Well,
I
because you
should get
got
a little of that before the show. That'd be good.
They do sell over the counter at like a CVS Walgreens for
I'm not
lower
about to try
back
that.
and shoulders. It's like a sticker pad
Really?
with these electric leads on it, and then it's got a little remote, and you turn it on. It's like $15-20, or it was a couple of years ago.
I should do that during commercial breaks.
The problem there, for anyone who's ever gotten it, is you got to get past the initial tense up part.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
your brain goes, oh, tense up, something's happening.
Yeah.
But once you breathe that out, it really does loosen everything up there.
On the point of the picture, Amanda said the same thing to me. Like, why would he do this? Why would he be out if his foot's messed up? I'm like, well, one, that's the point, and two, if Trevor Lawrence doesn't want to be in the picture, he just moves. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he obviously wasn't concerned about the picture being taken because he was in it. This guy is smart enough to know if he didn't want this to be a thing, he wouldn't have been in the picture. He would have took it instead.
I was actually like semi-concerned about sharing it.
I think you did a great job for that salon. Like, you have 30K followers. You shared the picture. There's salon things in there. Boom, they're going to
Well,
get more
Trevor
business thanks to
probably
you.
taking the picture did more than I did, but
yeah, but I'm just
I had
trying
never
to-
heard of the place either until yesterday.
There
so
you go.
I mean, there is something to be said.
You did something nice for a local business.
But I was a little just like, I don't know, like people are going to jump to conclusions. We don't really know what it all means. But at the same time, they put it out on Instagram. They obviously okayed it being out on Instagram. So it's like fair game. So that's really what I talked myself into. I didn't really know what it meant either. So it's a protective boot that he had on yesterday. Obviously, it's part of the ongoing care. Even though you take a day off, you don't take a day off from getting your body right.
Sure.
Right. And these guys all do that. So
Yeah, the knee pain doesn't go on holiday for a day.
yeah, it doesn't. So I guess all this adds up to me like he's going to play. I think the fact that he played the second half with really no ill effects.
Yes.
And I understand adrenaline. Adrenaline's a big thing there. When you come down from that high of adrenaline, like no doubt he was going to hurt on Monday. Sure. And he probably was in some pretty good pain and sore. But that's no different than being hit on a tough hit and nothing went wrong.
Yeah,
like he
you
was
end up
sore
with a
on
big
Monday a
bruise or
couple weeks
something,
ago after getting popped by Baltimore a couple of times is my guess on Monday. So as long as there's nothing structural, which it appears, the MRI, they didn't say anything was structural. The X-ray, they knew right away in halftime there was nothing. And so I think he's going to be fine and play. And the other part of this is this. He's going to want to play because there's a toughness part of this game. And he knows he's the guy. And in the building, Doug Peterson is still preaching and those guys are still believing that we've still got a chance. We play Tennessee twice. Now, listen, their chances went drastically down last week.
But everyone in the conference lost last week.
I know,
so
but
everything's
time
kind of
is
frozen.
running out, right?
And
what you can add up to lose and win, the scenario changed big time with the loss to the Lions. But if you're preaching and believing and thinking you still got a chance, well, then Trevor wants to go out there and play. If this was week 16 and you had no chance, they might think twice about it. They might really think twice about putting him out there in the situation where maybe he's not 100%. But I'm with you guys. I think he plays. I don't even really think it's close right now. I think the only thing that changes is a setback. And we have no idea how to monitor that, right? I mean, it could be Saturday in a walkthrough that there's a setback.
Yeah, that's probably why they're keeping him out of practice, quite frankly.
And I also thought it was good that Doug earlier in the year said, hey, I want to see a guy practice basically before he plays. And essentially he said today in his news conference, yeah, it doesn't matter. But he's basically, at least in this situation, it doesn't matter. He's taking the mental reps. He's thrown with these guys all year. Like, he's fine if he doesn't even take a rep all week physically and goes and plays Sunday if he feels good. Though he did say after that, I expect him to be on the practice field at some point this week. So that's really the latest on Trevor.
Quick playoff question for you and Kasey. Do you think the only way the team makes it in is winning the conference, right? It's not wild card is kind of out of the question at this point.
Well, I mean, somebody maybe it was Ty. He said that might be their better ticket in now.
Not the conference, the division.
The wild card versus the division. Yeah, I still think the division is the only way in but
you're just chasing one team there. You can control the destiny there.
The Jags actually were sitting in the 11 hole last week going into Detroit.
14 now.
Now they're in the 14. That tells the story. It's like golf. If you're 5 shots down on Sunday but only have to get past 2 people, you've got a way better chance of being maybe 3 shots down and you're in 15th place.
Yep.
Sounds kind of weird, right?
Yep.
But you'd rather be 5 shots down with 3 people to beat than 3 shots down with 14 people to beat.
Makes a lot of sense.
So what, you're chasing the Jets there at 7-5?
So right now you're probably chasing the Jets. Yeah, and now
Dolphins.
Again, New England, you're 2 back, you're 3 back of the Jets, but you do play them is the point, right? So if the Jets lose this week to
Buffalo,
okay, and you beat Tennessee, well, now you're 2 back and you do play them.
Now yes.
But the bottom line is if the Jets tank it, somebody else is probably getting in. New England,
you got the Patriots,
the
Chargers, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Steelers, and the Colts.
The interesting thing is, I don't believe in Indy, Pittsburgh, or Cleveland, or Las Vegas for that matter.
You don't think Cleveland could go on a run magically with Deshaun Watson massaging his way to the playoffs?
No?
Okay.
I don't. Especially after scoring 0 offensive touchdowns against the Texans.
I actually think he's going to come back big time this week, but that's just my own thing.
So we'll see. But to me, I think it's got to be the division.
Here's what's crazy. If you look at the Jags, this is just mind-boggling. If you look at the Jags, where they're at in the whole race, so they are 14th out of 16 teams right now. They lost to the 2 teams below them. And they lost to the team technically tied with them, right? Like in Indianapolis with just has a tie. I mean, are you freaking kidding me?
And you beat the teams in the 9-10 hole.
I mean, which is good, but I mean, just give me 2 out of those 3, and it's 6-8 right now, and 6-6 right now, and it's a real thing. Like, it's a real thing. Beat Houston. Houston hasn't won a game this year other than the Jags.
Still got one more to go.
They're 17-point underdogs against Dallas.
That's an NFL spread, huh?
That's it?
17.
Gosh, that's depressing.
I'd probably go Dallas with 24.
He threw the 2 end zone picks against those 2 bottom teams. Damn it.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
On the bright side, this is all over on Monday. If they lose, right? It's all dead if they lose. But if they win, then we got to do this whole thing another
You're saying
week.
There's a chance.
Yeah, we get to do the dance. So listen, I don't think the Jags are. Last week, I didn't think they were going anyway. I thought it was a little unrealistic, but I thought it would be fun as hell, right? If they had won the game against Detroit, and now you've got everything lined up, and who knows? Like, Tennessee's beaten 1 team with a winning record, which makes the Jags basically a prime candidate to get beat by Tennessee.
Yes.
But They are not as good as their record indicates. I think all the measurables say that, the metrics say that, and even that would say it. They haven't beat anybody like worth a damn. The Jags actually have more wins over better teams I think, this year. Baltimore and Chargers. Chargers are actually 500, so I guess they don't have a winning record now either. Than even Tennessee does. So, but forget about the playoffs. Obviously, that's not happening. It's pie in the sky stuff. It's not mathematically eliminated yet. Fine. But these games against Tennessee and Houston are important. They still carry a lot of weight here. You can't continually get thumped by the South. Somebody brought it up in the news conference today. The Jags have only beaten Indianapolis since 2019.
Ugh.
They haven't beaten the Texans or the Titans.
Ugh.
Like, that is mind-boggling and disgusting.
That's why I'm saying, like, I get if the Jags lose to the Titans even twice.
Yeah, but I don't.
I know you don't want them to, and I know you think they should win at least one, if not both of those games that you want them to win, fine. But I would get it much sooner than I would get or be okay or allow myself to believe that the Texans are going to roll them both games again. That is just, you want to talk about pouring salt on a wound.
Well, the only way I say this, I didn't think it was possible the Texans could beat the Jags earlier this year, and the improbable happened. I think the only way it happens now is twofold. It's coming so late in the season where they might have already locked up the number one pick, and now they just play freely and let's let it fly. And the Jags maybe get banged up over the next few weeks to the point where they're losing guys.
Yeah,
because the Jags have they don't have a lot of depth here.
Texans don't have a lot of starters though.
No, I understand.
Davis Mills back in the fold.
But listen, the Bucs should be way better than the Saints, probably, right? And they still have trouble with the Saints. I do think Houston and the defense and their style of play is a little bit of that for the Jags. For whatever reason, it's a little bit of that. And so now the Jags still should be able to, like I said back weeks ago, play a C game against this Houston team and win. They played a C game and lost.
I was going to say, do you?
They might have played a D game, but they somehow found a way to lose. So I do think this game against Tennessee is important. I think the Tennessee-Houston games are very important here. Can you win 2 out of 3 of them? Because that does get you to 6 wins. That's like that bottom line. But it also gives you 3-3 in the division. And it shows the division, it says, hey, all offseason you're going to be thinking about us. Because we were better than our record was. And we got the best QB in the division. We got a coach, and we got some stuff that we haven't had in the past. So look out, here we come.
Yeah, like Deion says.
It does kind of show that a little bit. Now, I understand the fan base might not feel that way, all the other stuff, but it does say that inside their building. They cannot go, in my opinion, going 2-4, getting swept by the Titans, going 1-5, getting swept by the Titans and the Texans would be catastrophic for any kind of progress they're trying to make.
Who are you giving them a win against?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Who are they beating? If they're not beating Houston.
No, I'm saying in the division.
Oh.
They would go 1-5 if they got.
I thought you meant 1-5 down the stretch. I'm like, who are they beating?
No, 1-5.
They beat the Colts.
Yeah. Forget about the whole thing. I'm just saying in the division. I think the division is what matters. You've got to start becoming the team to beat in the division. They do have the better quarterback projected forward for a long time, and they have a coach now in place, and everybody else is kind of all messed up. They're firing their GM. They're trying to figure out who their quarterback is. They're firing their coach. They don't know what they're going. The Jags at least know they're going in a direction with QB and coach.
I will say though, when you say the division is what matters, it like smacks to me of we got to find a positive storyline here.
No, it's not it. It's the ticket to success.
And I get it. Like you win the division and then you have an easier time getting into the playoffs, that kind of stuff. But you can make it into the playoffs even this year without winning the division. And if they do, no one's going to be talking about the division in that building.
Yeah, Brent, I get it that the Jags have the quarterback and the coach. I mean, Tennessee has the coach, and they believe that their quarterback's on the roster. They're just not sure which one.
And that's fine. That's fine if they do, but they don't know, right? So they're at least a little – wouldn't you call Tennessee a little vulnerable?
Yes. As far as first-place teams go, the most in the league.
I don't know.
So who's more vulnerable in first place?
And they just got rid of their GM. Who are they going to bring in next? Like, right? What's that power going to look like?
That's a good question.
So I think that guy's done a decent job getting Tennessee back. Like,
obviously.
Are the Ravens more vulnerable without Lamar?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that.
But here's the thing, guys. When you talk about Kansas City right now, they own the division. When you talk about Tennessee recently, they own the division. When you talk about over the years Indianapolis and Peyton Manning, they own the division. When you talk about New England, they absolutely owned the division.
All right, Brent. Fine. New England.
So, like, Green Bay has owned the division. So teams, like, the division is it. Like, you're good year in, year out, then you're the best team in the division. You're the team to beat in the division. And the Jags, for the first time, maybe since in franchise history, can claim at the moment and going forward for the next few years, they've got the best quarterback.
They do.
Like, it's no question. They've got the best quarterback probably right this moment and going forward.
Yes and yes.
So I don't know if this franchise has been able to say that. Keep in mind, when they had Brunell, they were in the old AFC Central. So, like, you're talking the Pittsburghs of the world. Like, you still got to get past them.
But,
right?
Yes, but I think Houston's going to say something similar because they're going to pick any quarterback they want.
That's fine, and they might be right, but we don't know it yet.
Right.
So,
agreed. I'm just saying they're going to have a guy coming that is.
And Tennessee will feel good if they turn it over to Willis. And by the way, Indianapolis could easily feel good if they go get Aaron Rodgers or Jimmy Garoppolo or somebody.
True.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it can't change, but as it sits right now, you're real. And either way, in this part of the story, you're happy with your guy. You're confident with your guy. So, like, that is something, again, that we haven't known in Jacksonville really since David Garrard, 2008 edition of David Garrard, 2007 edition of David Garrard, and then Mark Brunell. I mean, it's been 15 years since you thought you had the guy. And by the way, when they had David Garrard, they had to go against Peyton Manning. So they weren't even close to having the best guy.
Yeah. I don't even think the Jaguars think they had the best guy when they had David Garrard.
No, but I'm just saying even comfortable with your own guy. Like, I'll take my guy and go against him. Like, that is a position the Jags, like, seriously haven't been in forever. And they're in that position. So you've got to do something with it now. And this is what I started the week with. This is why patience and loyalty and all that crap that we've endured and thought about, and I've even been in favor of at times, it doesn't work right now.
It's
dead. The clock is ticking. Like, it's on. The clock has started. And you've got to do everything you can to make the best out of the next 10 years in Jacksonville. Every year. Not like plan for 3 years down the road. No, right now. It is right now in Jacksonville. And right now means probably 2023 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This Sunday against Tennessee, though, it kind of begins and can start shaping what 2023 looks like a little bit. Why I'm scared as hell of Tennessee this week. When we come back on ESPN 690. I hate Tennessee, but I'm scared of them this week. It's next.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Another warm day today. Skies become partly to mostly sunny. Highs will be in the upper 70s inland, the low 70s at the beaches. A clear evening tonight, then some fog later on, down into the mid to upper 50s. And a mostly sunny and warm day tomorrow. Your Thursday high around 80. I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30. Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
Buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville is the best with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover, Jacksonville, Porsche, Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. If the luxury car you want isn't in stock, Fields Auto Group will order it. And at Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today and see what world-class service really means. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fields Auto Group, fieldsauto.com.
Best Bet is paying out over $725,000 in promotions this December. Kick off your holiday festivities at Best Bet Jacksonville, Best Bet Orange Park, and Best Bet St. Augustine with exciting promotions like Table Share Tuesdays and $500 table share drawings. Or play our fun table games like 1-card poker, 3-card poker, face-up pie gow, and ultimate Texas Hold'em. If you don't know how to play these card games, no worries. Our friendly dealers will be happy to teach you. Visit bestbetjax.com for more information.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. If you're looking for jewelry this holiday season, we have what you want at Underwoods, and we carry the hottest and best names you'll find anywhere in North Florida. The biggest name in designer jewelry is David Yurman, and his looks are more popular today than they were years ago when Underwoods introduced this designer to Jacksonville. And we carry David Yurman not just in ladies' jewelry, but also in timepieces and his extensive collection of men's jewelry. If it's a watch you're looking for, we carry Rolex and other watches considered to be the best in their price points. We also carry extensive collections of the jewelry we import directly from Italy and Spain that are always popular for their quality, style, and value.
So if you want the hottest and most popular jewelry and want to be waited on by the most professional staff in the business, stop by Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8214. 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
You're invited to shop at the White Harvest Farms and Farmers Market every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a market of fresh and affordable farm-to-table produce that comes from a 10.5-acre urban located at 4850 Moncrief Road. There's volunteering, classes, and farming demonstrations. Also, if you're interested in becoming a vendor or volunteer, call 904-354-4162 or visit the White Harvest Farms Eventbrite page. White Harvest Farms wants to be your favorite produce market. This initiative benefits the Clara White Mission.
I'm so stressed about my business not being ready for the holidays.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
At CDW, we get you can't lock up your devices. Your workforce needs the freedom to roam.
Final boarding call, flight 555 to New York.
And wherever they go, productivity is key. But with Microsoft Surface devices pre-configured and deployed by CDW experts, you'll get multi-layered security and seamless experiences to help productivity really take off. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/surface.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. Welcome back, everybody, here on a Wednesday. Clay Harper will join us in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll talk a lot of Jags and other NFL. I'm going to keep talking Jags here right now, though. Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, as we get ready for the Tennessee Titans this week. We'll be in Nashville Saturday into Sunday. Weather's supposed to be okay, actually. I think it's like in the upper 40s and low 50s, so nothing crazy. Sometimes you go to Nashville in December, and it's like sneaky freezing.
Yeah, man.
So what you're saying is you might need a
a little beanie cap.
Might need a little beanie.
A little Brent and Friends beanie.
Look at that.
Part of our stocking stuffers, 12 Days of Christmas starts tomorrow.
I'm wearing one right now.
Just to let you know, Kasey, I did call Baker Sports. The and Friends beanies are coming soon.
Nice.
Too, so.
That's what we really
It'll only
need.
cost you something, so they probably will never come in then.
Not if I'm buying.
This is not station money. Okay.
This is what makes me laugh, too, because we were talking about, Brent, you should open up a merch store before we started the show.
Yeah, we were.
That's the big thing these days.
I thought about it.
All the influencers and their merch stores, but when they
would you buy anything?
I would. I don't know if listeners would.
I would hope you guys would buy me something.
I'm just saying all these influencers, they like to wear their own merch in their videos so that they could promote it. And wouldn't you know it, Brent walked in today in a Brent and Friends beanie and a Dream 18 shirt.
True.
Like the Dream 18, I have no problem wearing. The Brent and Friends beanie is a little different.
But, I've been working in radio, Brent, 20 years. And I can tell you firsthand, radio people love to wear event shirts and stuff like that because it's free. But it's not free for you. You paid for these.
Well, then I'm damn straight going to wear it.
That's true.
Like,
even better reason.
I am a little apprehensive about wearing the Brent and Friends one.
Why, you think you're
Why
going
is
to get
that,
hurt in the
Brent?
street or something?
Because it has my name on it. But I shouldn't feel that way.
You named the show.
No,
I
you
mean,
shouldn't feel that way.
You know why? Like, well, but this is different with the logo. Like, Tiger Woods wears his own hat all the time.
Yeah.
compare yourself to Tiger Woods.
Well, I'm just saying, people do.
You think it's like egotistical or something? You're just promoting.
Yeah, but if it was like BM, it'd be a little different. Because then you could wonder. It actually says my name. Hey, everybody. I'm this guy.
I definitely want to get me and Kasey shirts that say TV's Brent Martineau with a Brent face on it. And we'll just wear it all the time.
I get you an ugly sweater like that or something.
I'll wear it all the time.
Won't be so ugly, buddy. You're a very good looking man.
Oh, well, thank you.
I didn't say it.
You know what could be ugly?
Kasey.
The Jags in Tennessee. I didn't say is. I said could be.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Jags in Tennessee.
That could be ugly. You're right.
But even if it's not a blowout, it could be ugly. Just by the
Titans just
sheer
play
nature
ugly
of defense.
football. Yeah.
They really do, actually. I don't like this matchup for the Jags.
That's not a good one.
And that's easy to say against Tennessee, but I'm talking about this rendition of the Jags who have played well against everybody but Detroit.
It's going to rely heavily on that run defense.
Yeah, and that part I'm not, like, it's weird.
You're not nervous about the run defense?
I'm a little nervous, but the run defense has actually been the strength of the defense. Like, the pass defense is the stuff that's not good.
As long as you qualify it with relative strength.
It is, but it's definitely more the focus, and they're going to be a little hungry, and I think they'll be okay there. But okay might not be enough.
And by the way, we besmirch Tannehill often on this show, but he's a couple of seasons removed from a Pro Bowl quarterback year.
Yeah, and he can do it. So I mean, if they need to, but it's
will not give Tannehill credit for anything.
No,
due to win the Super Bowl, be like, the team around him.
I will cop to when he was on the Dolphins, he was awful, but now on the Titans, he's great. So
I think here's my theory. I think physical teams give the Jags trouble. Do you guys sign up for that?
I would say that and more this year.
Cosign.
And so, is there enough evidence for that?
There's more than enough evidence that the Titans will give the Jags a problem.
Well, but to go off this year, off this team, I always have a hard time with this conversation. I'm not saying the Jags are soft. I think they can play physical at times, but I just think some teams are like grown up physical, like man strength physical, and the Eagles proved that, right? And that was a tough matchup for 3 quarters, really. I mean, Jags got off to a nice start, hung around in it, but it was still a tough matchup for 3 quarters.
Ravens have that big physical
and they were running
defense.
for 200-plus yards. The Ravens were dominating the Jags going into that fourth quarter, 2-1 in every category. And then Trevor got hot. And by the way, I'm not taking anything about it. It's awesome that he got hot, but you have to beat him that way. You weren't beating him by going man-to-man and beating the guy across from you. You just weren't doing that 11-on-11. I think if you even last week, if you look at physical downs, running downs, the Lions' offensive line did their thing.
That's enough evidence right there.
Nah, but the Lions can get physical in those moments. That's a Dan Campbell trait. And so they played more physical than the Jags last week.
Yes.
I think, what was the other game I was thinking of? Who else?
Kansas City.
Nah, well, Kansas City brought it, but I think the Jags, listen, that was a game Andre Sisco, blew up some people.
Yeah, but Kansas City's known for not running the football, and they ran the football in the Jags.
That's fair.
They got physical real quick.
What was it? Oh, I was thinking of the Houston game with Damian Pierce. And while the Jags did okay, I brought this up about this game, and it's a weird thing to bring up. The numbers were okay until, the final couple of plays. But the Jags, when they needed to get off the field or get better field position or win a down, they weren't able to do it against Houston. Houston didn't score a lot of points, but they moved it up and down. And never forget, they were down at their own 2-yard line, and they got out of there and then punted it from the 40-45, flipped the field. That was a situation where the Jags needed to dominate physically. They were unable to do so. Damian Pierce ran it 3 times, first down, boom. They kept going. If you look at the Giants game, they did a good job against Saquon until when? They needed to stop him, and they couldn't at the end of that game. They were worn down. So I just think there's evidence here where the Jags are, and I do believe this has a little bit of a young pup feel to it where you're just not grown men yet. You've got some young guys on that football team that when you go up against the grown men, they still got your number. Now, and there's going to be a time where that flips. I'm just not sure they're there yet overall as a defense especially, but even the offensive line. When the offensive line this year has needed to make a block, has needed a 3rd and 1, has needed a 4th and 1, has needed to protect Trevor in an obvious passing situation late in the game, haven't always delivered. It's been tough. So that physical nature of football, the Jags in meaningful physical moments when you know it's going to be that, haven't been great, in my opinion, and it concerns the hell out of me against Tennessee coming up.
So here's where it should concern you even a little bit more, talking about this Jags rush defense. Game 1 against the Commanders, tight game, a lot of throwing by both teams, 85 yards by the Commanders. We murderized the Colts in that second game, 54 yards. 26 yards in the Chargers game, lots of injuries, including the offensive line. But since that game, Brent, they gave up 210 to the Eagles, 116 to the Texans, 45 to the Colts without Jonathan Taylor and without Naeem Hines. So they didn't even have running backs in that game. 236 to the Giants, 101 to the Broncos with a bad passing attack. 73 to the Raiders is the best you've done basically since the beginning of the season.
And even we wondered why they didn't give it to Josh Jacobs more.
Right. That was a big question that game. 155 to the Chiefs, as Kasey pointed out. 162 to the Ravens, and then another 100 to a team that doesn't really run that much. And the Detroit Lions, you've yet to stop anyone in 2 months.
This has all the makings of just the moment, the Derrick Henry stiff arm moment.
Yeah, it does. It kind of feels that way. Because here's the thing. Dan Campbell, I didn't think this was going to be a physical football game, and I'm not really sure it was against Detroit. I think it was more track meet-esque and run up and down the field and these offenses that want to pass. And I think it lived up to that. But at the same time, there is a physical element that I saw pop up from time to time from Detroit. And, of course, that's emblematic of their coach, right? I mean, this is a guy that obviously preaches physicality.
Wants to bite people's kneecaps.
Yeah, all that stuff. Well, Vrabel is that way, right? Vrabel gives you that. Vrabel is going to do that. Vrabel is good. Tennessee's coming to play.
It really is Diet Campbell. He's not going to talk about biting people's kneecaps, but you wouldn't be shocked if you heard he got arrested for it, right? He's one of these tough guys.
Dude called him Diet Campbell.
Here's the thing about Vrabel. They just got their ass kicked last week. And they've gotten beat 2 in a row now. Mm-hmm. He is going to have their guys ready to play. They are going to be ready to play, and they are going to respond to his message. Doug Peterson is going to try like heck to get this team ready to play after getting blitzed last week. We don't know yet if they're going to respond to his message. I know it. I've got a pretty good confidence that Doug is trying to really get up there, what, and be like, it's time, boys.
This is it.
Right?
And
bring it. But you still don't know how the team's going to respond to that message. You know how Tennessee's going to respond to that.
Is this now their most important game of the year again?
Yes.
Well, it is for various reasons. One's it keeps their season at least on life support. But again, all the points that I brought up earlier in the show, it's freaking Tennessee. Beat Tennessee.
And here's the thing. You're going to know in the first 4 plays of the game.
I think you do have a good feel, yeah.
Because the Jags sure as heck don't want the ball. They'll defer, even though that's a bad decision. And they'll go out there, and Henry will get it 2 straight times, and you're going to find out how they feel about the situation, in my mind.
Yeah, and by the way, if they get embarrassed against this Tennessee team, man, is that a step back.
You got to imagine changes are coming after the season.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that, but here's the deal. They were getting beat pretty good by the Ravens. Kind of a miracle, great comeback, again, on the arm of Trevor for the most part and other things. They got just dominated on Sunday. If they get dominated against Tennessee, they got the Cowboys coming next. I mean, this could be, again, I got this in my mind a little bit, that this could be an ugly 3-week stretch for the Jags. They have to not make that happen. That is their job.
Kasey.
Is to not make that happen. They've got to go compete. They got to bring it. They got to bring the hard hat. And my point is, Tennessee's bringing it now. Tennessee's not coming out and laying an egg on Sunday. That is a given. They're not overlooking the Jags. They've got everybody's attention because they got blown out last week. Tennessee's bringing it. Can the Jags bring it on Sunday? And I think that's a bit of a curiosity.
You're telling me if you think if the Jags just got housed by the Lions, if they hypothetically put up a stinker against the Titans and then get embarrassed by the Cowboys, you think they're getting up to play that New York Jets defense?
That's a good point.
That's going to be tough.
But they're probably not getting blitzed by the Jets. Now they could.
But now you're going into the Texans game on 1, 2, 3, 4 straight embarrassing, not just regular losses, but tough losses if that's what happens. And then where's the motivation other than we can't let these guys beat us again? You know the Texans are just looking at this date on the calendar.
To the point on the Jets, here's the scary part. What if Mike White just does what Mike White does occasionally? Then you might get blitzed.
It's not occasionally, by the way. Outside of the games he's been injured, he's got 4 out of 5 starts where he's thrown 300 yards.
Yeah.
They throw with Mike White.
So, I get the point. They might not get blitzed by the Jets, but if Mike White's doing Mike White things, they might get blitzed.
Well, listen,
certainly vulnerable.
Yeah, if they got blitzed by the Lions, you can get blitzed by the Jets, right? So,
yeah.
But now you're looking at a Texans game you desperately need to win, which you haven't in years.
Yeah, but it's not even worth looking at the Texans game at that point. If they lose 3 in a row and get beat up by pretty good, if they get blown out 3 games in a row, like Tennessee coming up and then Dallas, which could happen because Dallas might just be that much better than them, right? And then you lose a lot of what you built for the last couple of months, right? You lose man, we were in every game. We were close. This thing was turning. It feels just the opposite of what happened coming off the Denver game in London. Coming off the Denver game, everybody's like, oh, boy, uh-oh, where is this thing at? Well, then the next 3 weeks, they lost to Kansas City in that, but the next 3 games, they proved a lot. Jags proved a lot. Trevor proved a lot. They built up some equity. They got this thing feeling good again. Well, if you then go lay an egg at Detroit, the biggest game of the year, and then you can't, and you lay an egg against Tennessee, and then you get walloped by Dallas, it just changes everything. And I'm not sure there's enough time to recover from that.
I'm not even talking about
season.
recovery. I'm sitting here going, you are a little bit resistant to talk about wholesale changes in the offseason or staff changes in the offseason. I'm telling you, if they get embarrassed now, 3 games, 4 games in a row, lose to if you lose out this season, if it wasn't Doug's first season, those are the end of seasons that remove coaches.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, and maybe does make major change,
Whether it's Balky or Caldwell, whoever.
I don't know what has to be done. I still think there's possibility for major change at the end of the season.
Yeah, I actually believe it's going to happen, but I understand this is one of the more patient franchises, so who knows?
Well, it is, and it's still it was probably a bit of overreaction coming off a blowout loss to Detroit. There's been a lot of other good we weren't talking about that 4 days earlier. But we could certainly be talking about it for the next 5 weeks.
Yep.
That's a possibility. Let's take a break. We'll be back, Brent and Friends, on ESPN690.
The only place to hear Maurice Jones-Drew in Jacksonville is on ESPN 690 every single Monday.
I believe that you can't continue to get rid of talented players in Jacksonville. How many times do we have to go through this? You got rid of Jalen Ramsey. You got rid of Fowler. You got rid of this guy. You got rid of that guy. You let Calais Campbell go, who's still playing. Are we going to continue to let talented players go and go ball out for other teams and then be like, well, they weren't good here because they were a distraction or they had a horrible attitude? No, he's a talented player. Talent wins in the National Football League.
Imagine bringing holiday joy to kids in need. If you're financially able to pick up a few extra gifts this season, please consider helping local kids through the LJD Jewish Family and Community Services. We offer all of our services to people of every age, religion, and background, including making the holiday season brighter for kids in need. JFCS. Here for giving, here for Jacks. Visit hereforjacks.com to help today.
Hey First Coast, it's time for a different type of football. Both men's and women's pro soccer is coming to Northeast Florida for the first time with Jax USL, and we need your support. We want you to help us name our new teams by visiting jaxusl.com and give us your team name suggestions. You can also become a founding member of our exciting new USL Pro Soccer clubs and receive a free and exclusive collectible NFT from Campus Legends. Enjoy the World Cup, Jacksonville. We can't wait for kickoff.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now. 904-664-8214. 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
The wait is over because Toyotathon is on right now at Arlington Toyota. During Toyotathon at Arlington, you can get a new 2022 Tacoma TRD Sport 4x4 up to $1,900 off MSRP, 18 in stock to choose from. And at Arlington, every new Toyota comes with a lifetime warranty and 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. Don't wait. Toyotathon is on. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for full details.
Attention Dish customers. Dish Network pulled WFOX Fox 30 off the air, depriving you of your favorite programming. That means no sports, local news, weather, traffic, or the shows you love. Call Dish now at 1-800-333-3474 and tell them to put WFOX Fox 30 back on the air.
ESPN690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Shack Stream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Shacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with the ESPN690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN690. Hey, welcome back here on a Wednesday. How about Aaron Judge? Staying with the Yankees. Surprised, fellas?
I was shocked, to be honest with you. I thought it was over. I was stupid. I thought it was over.
To be over so bad. It's still going.
And
then meanwhile, 9 years. He's going to be like 50 when that contract is over.
Yes, that's real life. 40, but.
Well, here's the deal on the Aaron Judge stuff to me.
40's the new 50.
Good for him because he bet on himself. What a great bet. Now, I think it's like people like say, wow, I can't believe he did that. He can't pass up 200 and something million, 13 million for 7 years, I think it was.
Worked out.
And then he got 360 over 9, so great job. Like this is what I say, yeah, he did bet on himself, and that's a good thing to do. Lamar Jackson's doing that. It's a little easier to bet on yourself a year after you made 19 million doing something.
Fair enough.
Like
yeah.
it gives you a little bit of pad room.
Yeah. Like Lamar Jackson sitting here going, maybe I'm betting on myself, but it's a good bet.
Like, and by the way, I said this to Steph today. I was like, here's the payoff, right? The bet on yourself. It's like if you have a $250,000 house, right? You're living in a house and you love it, and your $250,000 house is fantastic. And somebody gives you an offer, and you're like, hey, you can go live in a $500,000 house. And if you do this and this and this, you're like, yeah, I'm going to take a gamble that I can do better.
Invest in some crypto.
So you stay in your $250,000 house because you think if you wait on it, you might be able to get like a $1.5 million house.
Sure.
Well, So your $250,000 house is fine. You're gambling for a $1.5 million house. And by the way, there's still a good chance if it all doesn't work out, you're probably going to get the $500,000
Yeah, that's
house.
the thing.
Like, that's what this was for Aaron Judge.
Yes.
At the very minimum, he was going to get paid $200 million.
Yes, or even what the Yankees offered him somewhere else. Yes.
Well, obviously, yeah, everybody offered him.
No, but I mean, even before he broke the record.
Yeah, before he broke it.
Right,
So,
like had that not happened this year and he had a regular Judge year, he still would have made what the Yankees offered him somewhere else.
So is it a good move by Judge? I mean, the $360 he was going to get, right? There's some reports that he was offered $400 million, by the way, by the Padres. How do they have so much money? But
yeah, it seems like they're in on everybody
No
with a
salary cap,
9-figure deal.
You just got to have it.
Yeah, but I got to look up the owner. What is he in? Was that the Petco guy? Who's this?
Well, it would make sense.
Well, no, it doesn't mean you don't put your own name on the stadium.
That would
It's
be
not
cool,
like
though.
Flexingate is on the stadium here.
You start throwing all your. It's like a merch store.
That would have been actually pretty smart. Like, I always wonder that about Shad. Like, why didn't they
not?
put Flexingate on there?
Sure.
Or just name it Kismet, the stadium. That'd be good. So is it a good move by Judge? Should he have stayed in New York? Or would it have been better and smarter to go to San Diego or San Francisco?
No, it would have been a lot smarter to go somewhere else. But, I respect it, staying in New York, and now when they don't win, he's going to have to deal with that. That's why I would have left. Because somebody's going to pay you more to do stuff in not New York? Yeah, give me that all day.
There's a lot of noise this year about the Yankees fans and about playing in New York and how miserable it was for those guys. And I thought Judge was going to be an interesting if Judge goes somewhere else, today I'm talking a little bit about has New York become a place that people don't want to play and can't handle it. And listen, it's a tough thing to handle anyway in New York. It's a really hard place to play.
Well, the draw used to be, you have all the national media here and all this, but you can get that anywhere now. Like, it's a digital world. You can live in Arizona and still be in all the ad campaigns.
Well, Kate Upton said we chose the Mets over the Yankees for Verlander.
Well, and so
because they don't boo their own is what she said.
And that was a bit of the narrative, right?
I know.
We kind of do.
Yeah, I know. I think she was taking a shot at the Yankees for that.
Good.
But that's fine.
Good for you, Kate Upton. Yes.
But on the heels of that, and on the heels of less than Kate Upton, everybody heard this stuff. Like, that was kind of a narrative toward the end of the season. And then if Judge had basically for the same money gone somewhere else, I would have been a very interesting situation for New York going forward.
Would have been awesome.
They might have had an issue, like signing guys, which would be weird.
It would have been the moment of moments, but now we're back to normal.
But we are back to normal, and we know this, Kasey. Aaron Judge is not going to do that again. Like, he's not having that year again. Like, he hit the pinnacle.
Probably.
He's not having a better year than he had. That's his best year by far.
No.
And it will be his best year.
It's an anomalous year. You don't see those years all the time.
Yeah, but he's going to be good for the next 3 years.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not. He's a good player, and he's still a dangerous player. And the big thing about last year, in the biggest risk he took was staying healthy. And he stayed healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him, like I said. But I'm not afraid of the Yankees that they've got Judge back. Are you?
No.
Well, it didn't necessarily help him extremely. Like, it helped last season, but it's not like they were in the World Series or anything.
Still can't pitch.
The Yankees are legit running it back.
It's literally the definition of running it back. They brought back Rizzo and him.
And Cashman.
And Cashman.
And Boone.
I forgot about those people.
I mean, and their staff, by the way, is pretty good, and their bullpen's good. Like, they've got plenty to compete. But are they better? I mean, like, who did Houston just bring somebody in? Who'd they get?
The Astros, they did.
I thought they were
somebody to play first base.
I thought they just signed somebody.
They did. I don't remember who it was, but they brought
it was
in
a pretty good signing.
Jose Abreu.
Oh, Abreu. Yeah, that's right.
It's a great signing.
Astros just got better. Now they do lose Verlander.
What is that noise?
That's a noise.
It's a Cy Young winner.
He'll fall apart.
He is
my
40.
God.
He's going to be 40.
Trust me, he'll fall
He
apart.
just won the Cy Young.
Yeah.
He's going to be 40.
Listen, we just got done talking about how the world is not binary ones and zeros, black and white. So, fine, 40 years old. Maybe he doesn't win the Cy Young again, but he's not going to be on top of the trash heap.
Listen, I think it's a good signing by the Mets.
Still an all-star.
It's a good signing because they're not tied long-term like they would have been with
That's
DeGrom,
right. And you replace the arm that you didn't even really have last year. Now you still have two of the most feared guys at the top of your rotation.
I agree. I do think Mets have to be a little careful to count on that kind of year from Verlander again. He is going to be 40.
Yes.
I'm going to start pulling some numbers.
Guys,
you don't have to pull numbers.
I don't like this at all.
Mid.
The only number you got to pull is 40.
We'll be back. Clay Arbor joins us. Brent and Friends on ESPN690. I'm a 40-year-old man, he can now say.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 45th anniversary holiday sale with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We are not a big box store. We are your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget, and with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, open 7 days a week in December.
Get in the game at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. Best Bet St. Augustine is the place for poker, running daily cash games and weekly poker tournaments. Best Bet St. Augustine also features easy-to-play table games like one-card poker, three-card poker, and face-up Pai Gow. Enjoy the delicious daily specials and over 70 TVs at the sports bar. At Best Bet St. Augustine, there's something for everyone. Visit Best Bet St. Augustine at 800 Marketplace Drive.
Buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville is the best with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover, Jacksonville, Porsche, Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. If the luxury car you want isn't in stock, Fields Auto Group will order it. And at Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today and see what world-class service really means. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fields Auto Group, fieldsauto.com.
As you count your blessings this holiday season, consider helping local kids and families who need extra support. It's as easy as donating to Daniel, Florida's oldest child service agency. Daniel provides counseling to abused children and helps homeless teens find shelter. Daniel connects kids with foster families and strengthens at-risk families so they can stay together. And they've done it for over 138 years. Please help improve the lives of local children and families by donating at danielkids.org today.
Attention Dish customers. Dish Network pulled WFOX Fox 30 off the air, depriving you of your favorite programming. That means no sports, local news, weather, traffic, or the shows you love. Call Dish now at 1-800-333-3474 and tell them to put WFOX Fox 30 back on the air.
The University of South Carolina and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will face off in Jacksonville at the 78th TaxSlayer Gator Bowl game December 30th. Game day starts early with the TaxSlayer Tailgate and Fan Fest at Met Park at 11 a.m. The official pregame show starts at 3 p.m. with kickoff at 3:30 on Bill Gay grounds at TIAA Bank Field. Don't miss a top 25 matchup between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Tickets and hospitality packages are on sale at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. That's TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Today, 1 in 5 Americans experience emotional and mental health challenges, but many of us don't know how to ask for help.
At the American Psychiatric Association Foundation, we work every day to eliminate stigma and advance mental health. Visit mentallyhealthynation.org to learn more.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
What was the first sport you think Max played?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. Do you own a pickleball?
Pickleball's blowing up
right now.
It's blowing up. Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you own a pickleball team in the metaverse?
No, I do not.
Are you sure about that?
I'm glad you called it the metaverse instead of the meta universe.
The meta universe. In the actual verse, Tom Brady owns it.
I have no interest, so I really haven't dove into it. Jay, you?
Nope.
Key, Jay, and Max. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The news is not good for the Bills and Von Miller. Their star pass rusher will miss the rest of the season with an ACL injury. He's already had surgery. The loss of a player Buffalo brought in to be its closer in the playoffs dramatically changes the mindset of its defense, explains ESPN's Marcus Spears.
As a collective, these guys can do a lot of damage with their skill set. I think you have to go back into that mindset as opposed to let's let Von get to the quarterback and everybody will feast off of that. One of these guys are going to have to step up and take the mantle and say, I'll be the guy to make the play, because we knew Von wouldn't.
Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald out again against the Raiders tomorrow night with a high ankle sprain. Aaron Judge, perhaps the greatest example of betting on yourself. Judge, who turned down a 7-year, $213 million offer from the Yankees opening day, had one of the greatest seasons ever in Major League Baseball, got a mega contract from New York, agreeing to a 9-year, $360 million contract with the Yankees. NBA, Lakers will be without LeBron James and Anthony Davis tonight against the Raptors. LeBron left ankle soreness, AD dealing with illness.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
ESPN690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Kasey Kurtz.
Yo! Well, what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Hit him! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom!
This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kurtz, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
4 o'clock on Wednesdays, this is when we bring in Clay Harbor and talk about the game that was for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm kind of wondering if we should boycott that and talk about a little something different, holiday shopping.
Don't talk about the Bears. They've already been eliminated.
I'm not really sure we want to go back and live through that. I think they threw away the tape, and I threw away the memory, Clay Harbor.
Yeah, well, what a game. I went back and I watched it again this morning and had to relive it. So you guys got to talk about it with me.
Did you throw up?
I was close. I definitely was, had some nausea there with rewatching that tape, man. But it just started from the beginning with the fumble. I've seen, Zay Jones forgets how to catch the ball from one week to the next. He had a batted ball here, and it didn't feel like there was just a thing that was the reason. But I don't think the Lions are that much better than the Jaguars. But 40-14, wow, ugly game.
Tough one.
Yeah, it does happen in the NFL, but it's weird that it did happen because the Jags had played so tight with everybody all year, and it was such an important game. I say this a lot about you guys, Clay, meaning players. You live in a little bit of a bubble in your own world. Like, you don't think about the next week. Like, you're not thinking about 3 weeks down the road or even 2 days down the road. That's just the way you guys are programmed. And so I'm almost wondering if that hurt the Jaguars in this instance. This town knew how big of a game this was. Like, this city knew how big of a game this was. If the Eagles had beaten the Titans and the Jags beat the Lions, you've won a couple in a row. You've won 3 out of 4. You've got a big showdown with the hated Tennessee Titans and still a chance. And as you said last week, control your own destiny. Yet, it just didn't feel like with their performance, their energy, their anything like that they knew that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like they were aware of the implications of this game, but it didn't feel like it watching the tape. And I hate to just point to a play here or play there, but when you come out the gates and one of your studs fumbles like that, it really takes the air out of your sails. And when you're playing against an offense that is actually pretty legit, the Detroit Lions, they have the worst defense in the league, but they have, like a top 6-7 offense in this league as well. They've been playing really well, and it's tough when your defense is playing so poorly to go score for score if you're turning the ball over and dropping passes. But I feel like I didn't get that sense of urgency from the team that they knew that this was an important game. The Eagles are playing the Titans, the best team in the league. They're going to beat the Titans. You get on a roll here. You've been playing tough. You win this game. You literally control your own destiny to make the playoffs. And I didn't feel that they had that sense. I didn't feel they were playing like that. I didn't feel like they coached like that. I didn't feel like it was as important to them as it should have been. So it felt like they were almost, hey, our seasons, there's no way that could happen, and they're ready for the end of the season.
Yeah, so let's pull on that thread for a little bit, because last week we spent a couple of days talking about what ifs, right? We did the playoff dance, and we were like, well, if we could take care of business here and here and here, we still got a shot. I know the team was talking about the playoffs before the Detroit Lions game because you heard the players talking about it. You heard Doug talking about it at the presser. So based on what you saw, based on what we all really saw, don't you think it's possible they kind of put the Lions behind them before it was time, and we're looking at that Titans game?
It's definitely possible. But as a player, you just can't let yourself do that. As a player, me personally, I never overlooked one team. I don't care if we're playing the worst team in the league. For me, it's about my matchups. I know for me to be successful and to do my job, you have to take your matchup seriously, and that's how I looked at the game. I go, wow, okay, this team is terrible, but they have great defensive ends and linebackers, and as a tight end, I'm going to have to deal with them all day. I got to bring it, or I'm not going to get the job done. At the end of the year, it doesn't matter if you play well against, the Bills or the Chiefs as a player, or versus the Lions or the Bears. You got to play well. You're getting graded the same on every play. And I didn't feel that the Jaguars had that sense. They felt the Lions coming in, okay, this team's not going to make the playoffs. This isn't a big team. We just beat a playoff team last week. This should be a cakewalk. No, these guys are getting paid to play NFL football. Every week, you got to play your best if you want to win a football game, and they didn't do that.
And Aaron, don't take this personal, but the idiocy and absurdity of even having to ask the question, like I get where the question comes from, it's like they're the freaking Jaguars. Like the Lions have been better than the Jags in the last decade. So like
you're not wrong. But to Clay's point, you just came off this huge win.
No, I get it.
Everybody was feeling it. Suddenly we went from this team stinks in this town to we're back.
Yeah, let's be honest, right? I mean, and we brought this up on Monday. You can see how this stuff does happen.
Yeah.
You feel good. It was a big win. And kind of the opposite of what I just said, you haven't experienced a lot of big wins like that. So it's like, whoa, let's enjoy it. I mean, this is fun. This was a fun week. I mean, I know I was like that. Now, we came to work and did our job because it was more fun. Like, we liked it. For them, I can easily see human nature saying, hey, listen, of course I'm coming to work and watching film. Of course I'm going to get a lift in. Of course I'm going out there and practice. But, man, I'm feeling good. Like, I'm not as, attention to detail, Clay, right? Like, I'm not as paranoid about it. I'm like, I feel good. Let's just keep it rolling the way we did it. And I think you might lose a little edge to you when that happens. And I think that's what happened to this football team last week to a degree. Like, they lost some edge to them. And by the way, they're playing against one of the edgiest teams out there with Dan Campbell calling the shots in Detroit. I mean, that's a team that does play with an edge because it personifies their coach, but also because they have to. They're not very good, especially on defense. And so they have to play with that edge. And man, I just didn't think the Jags brought that edge. I hope they bring it this week.
It's almost as if they were playing insulted against the Ravens and then just kind of walked in the Lions game going, all right, what do you guys got?
Yeah.
I
guess
it
happens.
As a young team, it's tough to handle. They always say you got to handle the two imposters the same. You got to handle winning the same, and you got to handle losing the same. And as a young team, you don't really know how to handle that success. You got to learn how to handle that success. We've talked about before you can win, you got to learn how not to lose. When you win, you got to learn how to win again, and you can't just rest on that victory. You had a big win. People are liking you. You're on ESPN. People are saying, "Oh wow, the Jaguars still have a shot. What a game! Trevor Lawrence. This offense is great." You got to learn how to handle both imposters the same. Come out and have that same desire in practice. And as a young team that's not used to winning, that's something that'll happen. That's why you can't string together victories as a young team.
Yeah, you're the second person that said that to us this week, basically. Maurice Jones-Drew said the same thing. You've almost got to learn how to come off a big victory. And while the Jags did have big victories early in the season, a shutout win, and the Chargers, this one did feel different. We all know that. It felt different beating Baltimore, the way it happened. And so I guess there is something to it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to everybody on the outside, but you hear enough people say it, you can kind of figure it out, and it's like, okay, I kind of get that. And that's where I talk about being seasoned, right? And that's about being a pro and about these other things. And some of these teams are ahead of you. And by the way, the Tennessee Titans are ahead of you in that regard. The Tennessee Titans are going to play well and play hard and respond to last week and the last 2 weeks, Clay. That is a given. There is no doubt they are going to. There's no doubt Vrabel laid into them a little bit, pushed the right buttons this week, and they are going to play like this is a playoff game. My curiosity is, are the Jags just as pissed off? And did Doug get their attention just as much? And do they know how to raise their level and bring the lunch pail to be able to play against Tennessee this Sunday in that same respect? And I don't know the answer to that.
I think they will. And I was at that Eagles game. I went to that game. I was doing some work for the Eagles out there in Philadelphia. And watching that game, and I really thought that Philly just handled them. They outclassed them. They outworked them. They outran them. They out-tackled them. They out-hit them. The energy was there for the Eagles. I mean, Jalen Hurts threw for 380 yards, and it felt like he threw for 580 yards. I mean, A.J. Brown's catching touchdowns. Devontae Smith is catching touchdowns. It was just an old-fashioned beatdown. You know they wanted that game with A.J. Brown. You got the Eagles fans pointing, yelling up to the owner's box, making fun of him for getting rid of A.J. Brown. Everybody in Philadelphia is just drunk and just celebrating on him. It was
a normal Sunday, yes.
It's a normal Sunday in Philly. And you got to feel like Mike Vrabel's going to have that team ready to go. Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 30 yards. He's averaging 2.7 yards. The last 4 games, he's averaging 2-something a carry. Like, this guy has been playing well. You know what they're going to want to do? They're going to want to come out, establish the run, play hard-nosed football, and do what they always do. That's beat the Jaguars. The last time the Jaguars beat the Titans in Tennessee, I was playing for the team. I was out there on Sunday. I caught 2 passes for 30-something yards. That shouldn't happen. That's the last time they beat them in Tennessee, 2013. I was still out there playing, not talking to you guys every Wednesday. I'd be on the practice field right now. That's the last time they won. So you got to go out there. You got to get a win, for goodness sake. Please.
I hadn't even considered the fact that Derrick Henry is not only coming in here to beat up his hometown team, but he's coming in angry. I mean, he just had the top put on him in a way that hasn't happened.
Well, for the last month, to Clay's point. I mean, Clay, that is crazy that you were playing. I forgot about that. 2 catches. You had 2 catches in that game?
I had 2 catches in that game, Brent. Give me the ball. Give me a jersey. I'll go back and get us back in the W column in Nashville.
You and Pickens.
It is. There's something to it, man. I mean, Tennessee has been a house of horrors. You know, the Jags, we brought this up because when they could have potentially controlled their own destiny, the Jags have swept the Titans only once this century. That was 2005, and only twice in the history of the franchise. Like, Tennessee is the curse to me. The Titans are the curse for the Jags. If you believe in curses, they are the curse.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is a team that hasn't beaten Houston since 2019 or something, or whatever it is. It's 9 in a row. So, I mean, it's like they have their other problems too, but the Titans are the curse. And what do you make of the Derrick Henry stuff? Do you think he might be angry, but is he running out of fuel? Is that a thing?
Hasn't been over 100 yards since the Kansas City game in early November.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, guys, that position is so people don't understand. I mean, I think people do understand. And the way he runs, I know he's a freak. You know, they talk about him being 6'3", 250, but that guy takes a lot of hits, and he has been carrying this franchise literally for the last couple of years. Literally just on his back, carrying them game after game, and it has to take a toll. I don't think he's washed, but it's taking a toll, and you can tell. Watching him in the Eagles game, I'm watching these guys tackle. Like, he's getting tackled one-on-one. Obviously, the offensive line isn't great for Tennessee, but he's not making the same plays he typically makes. I'm seeing him getting tackled one-on-one. At least that's what happened last week. If he doesn't change that up, I mean, he's definitely slowing down.
It's hard to imagine a guy 28 years old being in a washed-up conversation, especially a guy like Derrick Henry, top of the league for so long. But to your point, Clay, 2019 led the league with 303 carries. 2020 led the league with 378 carries. Got injured last year, only played 8 games, but was pacing to lead the league with 219 carries. And then this year, he's leading the league, 258 carries.
Yeah, I mean, that's more father time at that position than Tom Brady obviously is the ultimate father time story.
Sure.
But, I mean, it's not far behind. When you stack up those kind of carries, how old is Derrick right now?
28.
Is he only 28?
He turns 29. His birthday, he's almost about to turn 29.
Well, I've been covering him since he was in 8th grade, so that's why he feels like he's 38 to me. But and by the way, Clay, he was that big like in 9th grade. Like, it was amazing. I mean,
before the season's over,
he'll be 29.
Oh yeah, he played at Yulee right up the road. So I mean, he's from here.
Way.
And
so you guys covered him.
We covered him when he was in 8th grade, 9th grade, and he seriously looked like he was that big in 9th grade. Now he's obviously has gotten bigger, but it felt like he was that big. He was a monster on the high school ranks. I told Chad Muma this the other day because we were talking about it, and people don't know this. like even today's player doesn't know this. He's a national rushing record holder in high school. I mean, more yards than anybody in the history of high school football.
Yeah.
That's how good this guy is.
He's a beast.
So I think that is still his mark, I believe. I don't think that's been eclipsed since then. So, you know what's funny is earlier in the show, now I'm going back and forth a little bit because earlier in the show, I don't think the Jags match up with physical teams, Clay. I think if you look at Philly, they dominated in the run game. I think if you look at the Giants game, by the fourth quarter, they were beating them pretty good in the run game with Saquon, even though they had done a good job. Pierce in the fourth quarter, same thing with Houston. You look at Baltimore, it was a 2-1 in every stat game for Baltimore in the first three quarters until, basically Trevor saved the day, and got hot. So I don't think they do well with physical lunch pail teams for whatever reason. I think some of that is youth. Because they're just young pups, and this is a grown man's game sometimes, especially those teams, Baltimore and Philadelphia. They're veteran, they're older, they're grown men. I think Tennessee kind of is built that way. But I can talk myself out of it because I'm going to give you the point totals for Tennessee this year. 27 points, 24, 24, 21, 19, 17, 17, 17, 27. That was their high water mark. 16 and 10. They don't score. And the Jags defense right now is not good. So this actually might be a favorable matchup, especially if Trevor's healthy and playing, because you just said Jalen Hurts threw for 380 last week. So maybe the Jags can actually pass on their defense, and you're not threatened to score like 40 points like the Lions did.
Well, here's the deal. You know how I'm a big PFF guy, right? I mean, you talk about me and my Pro Football Focus. I got a couple of stats for you. The worst rated offensive line in the league, who do you think it is?
The Colts.
The Tennessee Titans on Pro Football Focus.
Shocking.
Wow.
Yeah. They both starting tackles are not good. They got some injuries. They're averaging 0.08 yards before contact, which is the worst in the NFL. And obviously Jacksonville, the Jags are not much better. The Jaguars' offensive line is ranked 24th, right? But Tennessee ranked second in the league against the run, only allowing 3.7 yards per carry, and they have a top 10 pressure rate. So this defense is good at stopping the run. They're second against in yards per carry. So that shows me that they're a physical team. They like to tackle. They can plug up holes. They can hit. And they also got a top 10 pressure rate. And Jeffrey Simmons at defensive tackle is a big threat. So to me, they're a physical team. They're going to stop the run. You should be able to throw the ball against them. But, it might hit Zay Jones in the face mask if you throw it to him. Christian Kirk can catch the ball. Marvin can get open. But there's some struggles there, and I think there's going to be some holes in the passing game. But running the ball, Tennessee's good. They're good at stopping the run. And, obviously we got to hold on to the ball, but we're going to have to sling it this game.
And adding to that offensive line stat, by the way, is the fact that they're somewhat receiverless in Tennessee. Now, Treylon Burks had come alive over the past couple of weeks. His best game as a pro came in mid-November. He followed that up with a decent game, but thrown in the concussion protocol last week. Not at today's practice.
He wasn't at today's practice?
Not at today's practice.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they do, their receivers overall this year have been pretty,
they got issues.
Subpar, right?
Yeah,
no doubt about it. Let's take a break. I want to talk more with Clay about the offensive side of the football because you said something about Zay Jones. I want to ask you about his situation and also Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, there's a little concern about injury. Many people, including Trevor himself, think he'll play on Sunday. But I feel like we've seen a seismic shift in Jacksonville at the quarterback position. I'll explain myself and ask Clay a little bit more about it when we come back. Brent and Friends on ESPN 690 here on a Wednesday.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Another warm day today. Skies become partly to mostly sunny. Highs will be in the upper 70s inland to low 70s at the beaches. A clear evening tonight, then some fog later on, down into the mid to upper 50s. And a mostly sunny and warm day tomorrow. Your Thursday high around 80. I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
The Ospreys are swooping here as we head toward the end of 2022 and into the beginning of 2023 basketball style. There's a lot of momentum on the University of North Florida campus. New improvements at UNF Arena with basketball season going on. And don't forget to get your tickets and check out the new arena. Men's and women's basketball, UNFOspreys.com for news, schedules, and results. Be a part of the momentum at the University of North Florida. Attend a game. Join the Osprey Club, UNFOspreys.com.
Right now, American Window Products is offering the newest features in window technology with Ultra Dual Low E glass and insulated vinyl frames with magnet weather stripping on windows for an airtight seal to help reduce your energy usage. All at an affordable price. This exclusive offer is for a limited time, so act now to save big with 24 months zero interest financing. Schedule a free estimate at AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, the window professionals.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system like the one my family's had for more than 5 years now. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Now through the end of December, trade in your existing equipment and get $750 off a Connecticut Premier Series softener. Great financing available for the holidays, subject to credit approval. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That number again, 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment, authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
Do you make a purchase just because it's cheap? Never, right? So why would you ever purchase a do-it-yourself security system just because it's cheap? Right now, some companies say you can buy a refurbished one for a whopping $206. Refurbished means the last family found it unacceptable, and now they want to pawn it off on you. And that's more upfront money than SafeTouch security charges for their Advantage package, which includes a two-way communicator. And the SafeTouch system includes free installation by SafeTouch professionals. After all, you're the least experienced security installer you know, right? SafeTouch gives you 24/7 UL-approved monitoring in their very own central station right here where you live. So the do-it-yourself system has cheap, non-professional equipment, comes with no Florida license, and wholesale who-knows monitoring. SafeTouch Security comes with the finest equipment available, certified installers, and monitoring right here in Florida, with a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Call 888-723-8682 or visit safetouch.com today. State license number EF0000233.
Buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville is the best with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover, Jacksonville, Porsche, Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. If the luxury car you want isn't in stock, Fields Auto Group will order it. And at Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today and see what world-class service really means. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fields Auto Group, fieldsauto.com.
This is Staples.
So rumor has it that Staples has everything I need to ship.
Mm-hmm. We have all the shipping supplies and services you need.
Boxes?
Yep.
Mailers?
Yeah, and we have UPS here in store.
Huh. What will Staples think of next?
Right?
No, seriously, I'm asking, what will they think of next?
Staples is your one-stop shipping destination. Now get 50% off shipping boxes, mailers, or tubes when you buy 5 of the same item in-store or online with 1-hour pickup. Staples, the best-kept secret in shipping. Ends 12/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Brent Martineau, Aaron Schechter, Kasey Kurtz. I'll tell you, man, sometimes commercials are more exciting and fun than the show, and the show's exciting and fun, I think.
Well,
I hope.
The commercials aren't ruled by the FCC in this studio.
Oh, that's true with you.
We can say what we want.
That's true. We don't be out of a job probably with you.
Yeah.
Clay Harbor joins us. Clay, you back in Chicago now?
I'm actually in New York City right now.
New York City.
Traveling all over the place.
Is it
New
freezing?
York City.
Clay, have you
It's
ever
like 50 degrees out here.
Clay, have you ever reviewed a fast food joint?
Yeah. Have you ever done like a review? Like, so you go out to eat at some nice restaurant or any restaurant in New York City tonight.
Yeah.
And then you go, hey, this was really good or this was really bad. Like,
Normally it's when it's
those?
really bad, but yeah.
Have I ever reviewed it?
Yeah, like an online review.
Like a Google review.
Or Yelp or something.
Not once.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Not once.
That's what I'm saying,
here,
Brent. Stop being such a nerd.
Our friend here, Aaron, he says in the break, we were talking about something. He's like, yeah, my wife left a review here or there. And I was like, wow, have you left a review? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm in the top 0.2% of Google reviews. I was like, how do you know that? He's like, Google tells me.
He sent you a notification.
He was so proud of this.
I was.
Like,
I was
really,
wrong, but I was.
You review?
Dude, not
You
only
review everything you do here?
my reviews have had over 20,000 views, big guy. Come on.
You have how many reviews?
According to no, that's not how many reviews. I'm just saying my reviews are popular. But I'll tell you the reason why I enjoy reviewing. Because
time out. What does that get you?
It gets me clout,
You get
dog.
paid for that?
It gets me clout.
Like, you get a free.
You get money for that?
Yeah, I was
Listen.
gonna say, do you get a $10 gift card or
The
something?
next time I walk into a Three Forks or a Morton Steak, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, do you realize I review on Google?" You know, not to make jokes. Not to make jokes. I don't want to ruin a Christmas present. I just bought my wife. But something I just bought, the owner's like, hey, if you review us from the last time you used us, we'll give you a little discount. And that's where I went with it. I immediately went to reviewer. Got that discount.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
That's impressive. I didn't know anybody actually did that.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I thought all like people over the age of 70 did that because they didn't have anything else to do, maybe.
Yeah, and then we're going to find Martineau's fake Twitter account with all the reviews on it. I know it's coming.
I'd love for that to come to light.
The only time I review anything is if somebody's like, Brent, can you please review? It helps me like purchase a car or something like that.
Well,
it's like,
some of us are angrier than others, Brent. I'll say this.
So whether you like it or dislike it, you review?
It
Is
depends.
One or the other more?
Yes, it's got to move me in either direction. I'm not an only negative or only positive guy, but it's never a middle of the road review. It's never going to be like, all right, it was like a B+, C- kind of thing. It's either this was the most amazing thing, or I wouldn't go to this place if I was on fire and they were the only place that had water.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I stayed the last time I went to New York, last time I went to Long Island, I stayed at like a Holiday Inn. And the window was like legit 20 feet from a floodlight in the parking lot that was just blinking on and off the entire night. And I did, it must have been 3,000 words in this review about this dumb blinking floodlight. I was ready to put my head through the window. I called downstairs, like, please turn this light off. They're like, sir, we can't turn one off. We have to turn all the lights off. It's a safety thing. I'm sorry. I said, all right, then change the room. They're like, we don't have any more rooms. We're sold out for the weekend. They got a nasty review.
You should just you should have said like, I just had a seizure because of this light.
I should have. There should have been a seizure.
bad.
Call it the Pokemon room or something. All the blinking lights.
That's bad. Yeah, that's tough.
Teach you to stay at a Holiday Inn.
This guy is different, Clay. I mean,
Wow, that's tough.
this guy.
I like
we're
a
just,
good bad
Hey,
review.
listen, we've only been around him this much for like a few months, so we're still trying to figure him out. But I mean, this is incredible, and the businesses like they survive off Google reviews. You know, like
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
Well, it helps your search engine optimization, your SEO rank.
SEO.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually asked you this the other day. Should we have a review system here on the show?
I believe we should. I'd be happy
Now
to.
you've scared the hell out of me.
I'd be happy to lead the charge.
Just don't have a blinking light in the
There are
parking
some.
lot.
There are some really, really funny negative reviews. I'm going to pull some of these up. Maybe we make it a bit.
Yeah. I think we need to start,
We'll start
reviewing
reading.
these.
I bet
All
you
right.
like local business. All right, we're going to figure it out.
Clay, let's get back to talking football. A good thing there's
Let's
not a
do it.
review on the Jags. Does Jaguars?
I bet
did
you they
have a
do.
review?
I'm Googling it right now. I bet you they do.
That's a tough review.
I asked this question You brought up Zay Jones. He couldn't catch anything the other day. He was playing hurt, right, with a chest injury.
Yeah.
And while, listen, in this league it's an excuse, but not really an excuse. And like I feel for guys that are playing hurt, but it was pretty obvious to me. And I think the 2 passes that he dropped in the early going, one down like the 7-yard line or whatever, I think he was thinking about getting hit because he has a chest injury. And so you're going over the middle on those hits or those passes. And now nobody was around him, but I just got the sense like he was thinking about it to the point where it was negatively impacting his play. I had heard that it was pretty close that he wasn't even going to play in that game. Like the chest was that significant of an injury all week. He toughed it out. I mean, that has got to be such a fine line as a player, right? To tough it out. I want to play. I want to give it a go, but am I going to hurt my team?
Yeah, you got to know. You got to know if you're going to hurt your team. And I've been in that situation several times. I remember one time we're in London in Jacksonville, and we're in London playing, and I was struggling through a sports hernia. If you guys are familiar with that, it's like a lower abdominal type thing where your groin and your lower abdomen is very tight, and it's pretty painful deal. And you can only get injections every month. So I was at the end of my month, and I mean, I was hurting, and I went out in the field, and I really didn't feel like I could play. But I'm like, I'm not going to say I'm not going to play because you want to prove that you're tough and you're willing to go. So to me, that's got to be on the coaches because as players, I know it's not right, but if you're not willing to play, and the coaches held me out that game because they saw me in warmups.
Oh, wow.
They said they went with, at the time, it was Nick Jacobs and Mercedes Lewis, and I think Julius was out with an injury, Julius Thomas. And they went with another guy because they saw me in warm-up. So for me, that is on the coaches. The players, as a player, I know it's not right, and you got to be smart and tell your team. But it's a masculine thing. We all think maybe we can tough it out. We can do it. Once we get moving, it'll be good to go. You'll feel better. You don't want to let your team down. You want to feel like a macho, tough guy. You're never going to say you can't play. The coach has to hold them out because the player is not going to say they can't play. And I don't agree with that's how it should be, but that's how it is. So for me, that's the training staff, that's the coaches, that's the people watching them. If you think this guy can play him. If he can't, it's on you to keep him out.
Which is a really tough deal even on the coaches and everyone else, right? Because let's be honest, if I'm in that position and you're doing that, Clay, and you're like, well, I got to respect his toughness. And I got, you want to allow the player to play. You can get super frustrated if you don't allow him to play. But you have to also determine he doesn't look that good or doesn't look right, but I can't feel his pain or his injury, especially like a hernia. Like, how's that coach supposed to feel that, right? So I think that's a tough spot. That is a really tough spot. I didn't know that about the hernia, by the way. You could get an injection, and it would last a month. Like, I know so many guys would actually go to Philadelphia to get the hernia looked at or surgery, right? That's like the hot spot to do that.
Oh, yeah, you'd fly out to Philadelphia, and I'd get the injections in Philly. There'd be 8 to 10 injections in your lower abdominal pubic region. You talk about some pain, a couple in your groins. I hate needles. So you're sitting there just getting stuck. And one time, I don't like flying, by the way. I fly all the time. I'm always in a different city. But part of the reason goes back to one of my trips to Philly. I flew to Philly after that game. We get back from London. We were off for I think we had bye week. I fly to Philly to get these injections. On my way back, we had an emergency landing.
Ooh.
It's in the news and everything. You type in Clay Harbor emergency landing. My plane filled up with smoke, and the flight attendants we were practicing bracing for impact. And when we landed, there was
not much of a practice when you got smoke in the plane, Clay.
That's what I'm saying. It was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy deal. But, I mean, besides the injections, I also had one emergency landing. But it's a tough deal when you're trying to play, man. You want to be tough. You want to stick it out. But I think that this training staff has to know the injury and know if this guy can really play or if he can't.
Yeah. How hard was the landing, by the way?
The landing, everything was fine. But I remember I was scared. And I was laughing because these people are so dumb. they're really bracing for impact. Like they're literally put your head through your legs and grab your head. That's what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Kissing your butt goodbye? If we go down, we're going. None of us are going to make it.
None of us. No, you're headed towards the Earth at 7,000 miles an hour. I don't think ducking and covering is going to do much.
I'm like, come on, guys, what are you doing? And I was like, as soon as we got service, when we got lower, I texted my mom. And the flight attendants' voices are cracking. They're like, and make sure that I'm like, wow, this is intense, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's intense for them, it was an experience.
Yeah. Did you think you were going to die that day?
I didn't know. I didn't really. I didn't really think about it. I'm like, wow, this is freaking crazy. Like, and they're like, the flight attendants you make sure we're practicing. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's not a good sign.
No, because that's the move everyone does, right? Like when there's heavy turbulence or something, we all look at the flight attendants, and if they're cool, calm, they're chillaxing, we're like, all right, no big deal. But when they're stuttering or scared or something, you're like, oh boy, this is not good.
That's freaky now.
Oh my gosh.
That's a freaky moment.
Totally no control, like completely powerless to your fate. Oh,
I'm kind of like you though, Clay. Like I've thought about it a little bit. It's like, man, we're going down. We're going down. I mean,
stop it. There's no way.
Well, what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, you're
gonna freak out like every normal human being.
I guess
you're gonna turn your phone off of airplane mode and call everyone you love and be like, I'm sorry, I miss you, I love you, and then it's over.
That's true. We're gonna try to do all that stuff, but there's nothing you can really. I'm probably more texting than putting my head in my lap.
Yeah, for real. I was lucky enough to interview Gary Rossington, who plays guitar for Lynyrd Skynyrd. He was one of like 2 or 3 surviving members of that plane crash back in '77. And so I asked him, when the plane's going down, like, what exactly is happening in your head?
Oh, wow.
Because that's like a freak, like,
it is true.
You're in the air in some flying metal tube, and then the next thing you know, you're getting hurtled towards the earth. Like, I don't know what you think about other than it's over.
Yeah.
And he said he can't really remember much from the crash because the injuries, and he blacked out a little bit. But he knows in the months afterwards, he just kept wishing it was him. And I was like, man, that's just a sad, sad existence. That's a rough one, man.
All right, no more plane crash stories.
Yeah, we've really bummed out a couple of segments this show, haven't we?
Sorry about
that was a heck of an experience, though. And I don't really remember it being in the news. That's wild.
2015.
Yeah, that's great. Or crazy. Not great.
Did you leave a review on the airline, Clay?
I think I tweeted at the airline. I'm like, yeah, we just had I literally did. I guess that was my form of reviewing, doing something on Twitter. That's my review.
Did you get a free voucher?
Yeah, actually, I have the tweet right in front of me. It's first emergency landing, pretty intense. Thanks for the excitement, American Air.
Yeah, and they responded to me. They're like,
do.
Yeah, Clay, we have the best trained pilots.
Our pilots are the best
something.
around. You're always in great hands, unless, of course, the plane is crashing.
It's funny that it was American Air now because I had a similar experience on American Air
my gosh.
where we had to turn around and like land in a different city because one of the engines stopped working mid-flight.
That is freaky. That stuff is freaky.
That stuff happens more often than you think, though.
And
engine failures.
I want you guys to know I finished watching the movie. I didn't text nobody. I did nothing.
That's not shocking.
We landed.
I'm going to finish this movie.
We landed, and Amanda's like, your plane turned around. What's going on? I'm like, nah, it's fine, but the movie was good.
In Kasey's defense, it was that movie Ladybugs about kid soccer, so he just wanted to finish it before he landed.
All right, hey, let me get back to football.
Sorry.
I think, we're talking about the Titans game, and let's assume Trevor's healthy and good to go. It certainly is looking that way, although he didn't practice today, but I think it's going to play out that way. I said this earlier in the week, and maybe even last week, Clay. I'm to the point now, and this is especially coming off this game, where the Jags had drops. Their offensive line was leaky at times. ETN fumbles. Where the guy that I trust on this football team on offense is Trevor Lawrence. Like, I want the ball in his hands. Like, I want to watch him play. It's fun. I trust him to make the right decisions. Like, it's been an amazing shift all of a sudden in the last 3 weeks, where 2 weeks ago we asked this question. We're like, well, maybe ETN, probably ETN, like, or Christian Kirk or whoever, but we wouldn't have said Trevor. And now it's like, I want Trevor to have the football in his hands because I feel like good things are going to happen. It's pretty amazing, and I think we've watched this really shift here in this second season for Trevor.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can just see the confidence he's playing with, and even in the game, you lose 40 to 14. I don't think anybody's gonna blame that on Trevor. Watching the game, watching the tape. When I was at the Eagles game, so I didn't get to see it right when it happened. I just saw the score. I'm like, dang, man, maybe Trevor just had a tough game. And going back and watching the film, I felt bad for him. Dropped balls. I mean, there was a tip ball, the ETN fumble, and just things that were out of his control. And the defense not being able to stop anybody was tough. But really, Trevor's taking strides. And I think Jacksonville can hold their hat on. If anything, there's some good news, bad news. You know, like the bad news is, you know, you're another year, you're probably not going to make the playoffs unless something incredible happens. Good news is, I think we all can agree that the future is very bright for Trevor Lawrence. And the one question I ask you guys, though, is like, what happened to this offensive line? I mean, offensive line, like, you know me with my PFF analytics, Pro Football Focus, the Jaguars' offensive line is ranked 24th, down 4 from last week. Luke Fortner and Cam Robinson both have tied for the team lead and given up 23 pressures this season, which is, for a center, that's incredible that you're giving up 23 pressures. A left tackle, that's not good, but I mean, you can understand why, because you're going against these pass rush. But a center giving up 23 pressures, and that's a lot of pressure. I know he's young, but and then you got to figure out what to do with Juwan Taylor, the cap constraints right now. I know that some people say the salary cap doesn't exist. They're going to figure out a way around it, but I think there's a lot of holes. And after spending that much money last year, that's the downside, is there's still a lot of holes on this roster, and I feel like the Jaguars don't have as much money to play with this year.
So in the past couple of weeks, when we've been talking about possible draft plans for the Jaguars, if they continue to lock in some pick between, 18 and 7, somewhere in between those numbers, a lot of us have been thinking they're going to lean defense, especially maybe a corner if there's a hot shot in there. But do you think it's possible they go offensive line instead?
I think it's really possible. I think that Ohio State has a kid, Northwestern has a kid. That'd be good, because you're gonna either have to re-sign Juwan Taylor or re-sign someone else.
And Taylor's not going to be cheap now.
Well,
right?
Walker Little's sitting there too, though, right behind.
That's true.
So
for no money, like it's a low
Walker
contract.
Little, you gotta.
What's interesting, Clay? Like you bring up those. I've seen those numbers, by the way, and I've been surprised by the grades of the individual player on the offensive line, because it's a weird position that it doesn't always tell the whole story. Like, I don't think the offensive line has been eye-poppingly bad. But if you look at their individual rankings, they're not that good, like individually. But I feel like they've played better as a whole than those individual rankings. You know what I mean?
I do too, honestly. You look at Chicago and you look at Jacksonville. Chicago's ranked 12th. People in Chicago think Jacksonville has the worst offensive, or Chicago has the worst offensive line in history. People complaining about the offensive line right and left. I think the Bears' offensive line is actually pretty decent. But Jacksonville has done a good job of protecting Trevor. And obviously, you say they're decent at pass blocking, not good at run blocking. But look at the games that ETN's had. He's had some huge games. So overall, I think they are an underrated unit to be ranked 24th. I mean, near the bottom of the league. I think that's, a bit steep there. And obviously Cam hasn't played great. Fortner hasn't played great. Shatley's not going to do anything crazy and eye-popping. But, Sheriff and Juwan Taylor have done a decent job. And I don't think you've had to waste a lot of guys chipping and running backs helping like a lot of other teams have done, like, say, the Bears. So I don't know if they take that into, an example. And obviously – Trevor gets the ball out fast.
He
right?
does. He helps them. He does help them.
So that's the difference. When you're grading these offensive linemen, you grade on the speed that the quarterback gets the ball out as well. And Justin Fields holds it long. Trevor gets it out quick.
Yeah, it's fair in pass block. I think PFF's beef with the Jaguars' offensive line is that run blocking.
Yeah.
Specifically, Juwan Taylor, even Brandon Sheriff, there are very low grades on their run
it's
blocking.
surprising. Like, Sheriff is not – he's a perennial Pro Bowler, and he's not having that kind of season. Like, he really isn't. And that's been a little bit of a surprise to me. But he's got new guys around him, new system. I mean, even for an older guy, like, that could still be problematic, get comfortable. I really am hoping they keep this thing together on the offensive line, because I just think that the continuity there will be important on offense in its entirety, and I think they are. I don't think they're going to make much of a move on the offensive line, draft-wise, free agency-wise. I just don't see it happening. They could lose Juwan Taylor, but then they got Walker Little right there to slide in. And then Ben Bart should be coming back. He should be healthier. So
yeah,
I think there's a lot to be said for that. Hey, do you want to give out a rose before we go to break so you don't have to hang through it?
Oh, we're good. I can do it later.
Okay, we'll do it. Hang with us.
While you're in the break, leave a review of Brent and Friends.
I was just going to say we're going to land this plane when we come back.
Oh, as long as we land it.
ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
Injured on the job? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Glenn Levine, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
The season of performance is back with a vengeance, and so is the legendary Acura Integra. First Coast Acura dealers are restocking their Integra inventory and unleashing holiday APR deals like never before. Experience the next-gen 2023 Integra. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The 12 Days of Christmas is back at Best Bet Jacksonville. Yes, our popular 12 Days of Christmas high-hand promotion will be going on from December 12th to the 23rd. Best Bet will be paying out over $260,000 during this promotion, with daily high hands increasing every day from $1,200 up to $2,300. With great cash games and daily tournaments going on, there's always a ton of action happening at Best Bet. Check out all our great promotions in December. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more information. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks Arrest Training Center tip line,
where we give expert advice for crooks.
You may have recently heard that SafeTouch Security is running an insane special for business owners. A 2-for-1 deal on 24/7 perimeter guard cameras.
Yeah, these cameras are game changers.
Correct. They are compatible with a SafeTouch system, a different system, or no system at all, giving business owners a lot of flexibility.
Plus, SafeTouch offers free installation, free storage, and a lifetime warranty, all for less than $1 a day.
So, don't be surprised when you see more and more SafeTouch signs at businesses.
And if you're a crook, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security System. Nobody beats SafeTouch.
Buy one, get one free cameras are limited and going fast. Beat the holiday rush. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
It's time to turn on the savings, even on used. Toyotathon is on at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. That's over 400 pre-owned on the lot. All makes, all models, ready to test drive, save big, and take home today. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. What are you waiting for? Get Toyotathon savings at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for full details.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Today on Hey Culligan, soft water, cleaner environment. What do you say, Greg?
Hey Culligan, are you saying if I have a Culligan high-efficiency water softener, I'm also helping the environment?
It sounds like you're saying it, Greg, and yes, you are, because with the Culligan high-efficiency water softener, you'll use less detergent, soap, and harsh chemicals, and that's good for the planet.
Now you're saying it.
You bet I am, Greg. Soft water and a cleaner environment is already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Is your digital marketing strategy keeping you up at night?
Do you have more questions than answers? CMG Local Solutions can help you take all the guesswork out of digital marketing. Let CMG Local Solutions create the best marketing plan for your global, regional, or local business. CMG Local Solutions has the right tools to fit your business's marketing needs.
Learn more at cmglocalsolutions.com/Jacksonville. That's cmglocalsolutions.com/Jacksonville.
Hey First Coast, it's time for a different type of football. Both men's and women's pro soccer is coming to Northeast Florida for the first time with Jax USL, and we need your support. We want you to help us name our new teams by visiting jaxusl.com and give us your team name suggestions. You can also become a founding member of our exciting new USL Pro Soccer clubs and receive a free and exclusive collectible NFT from Campus Legends. Enjoy the World Cup, Jacksonville. We can't wait for kickoff.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at BrentASJacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN690. All right, welcome back. We're all over the place today with Clay Harbor. We got football at 5 coming up. By the way, Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz on a Wednesday. Jags get ready to play the Tennessee Titans. We've talked ourselves into the Titans killing the Jags in this game, and now the Jags winning this football game.
Yes, so that's where we're at.
We're easily persuaded.
Fickle crowd.
It's amazing. Were you surprised that Justin Fields played last week?
I was surprised, man. I don't know anymore with these doctors. You make it sound like the guy's arm's falling off. The next thing you know, he's slinging 50-yard bombs. So I don't know anymore, man. I don't know what to believe. And Jimmy Garoppolo is getting surgery, 2 surgeries on 2 broken bones. Next thing you know, he's going to be back in 7 weeks for, the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
I don't either. What do you think you know right now in the NFL about going forward? We know the Chiefs are good, right? They lost last week, but they're good. There's a lot of confidence in them. We know Philadelphia's good, right? Philadelphia's got 1 loss. They're good. What else do you know outside of that?
Chiefs are good. Eagles are the real deal, man. They should be undefeated, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I was at that Washington game. That was some bogus calls right there. I was in Philly. They should be undefeated. The Eagles got they got a top 5 defense, a top 5 offense, top 5 run game, top 5 run defense, which travels really well in the postseason. So I think that the Eagles are my pick in the NFC, and the Chiefs or the Bengals are my pick in the AFC.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow has shown time and time again that he can beat the Chiefs.
They're getting hot, but are they getting hot too early? Last year they went on a run in the playoffs.
Yeah. But, if you watch that game or the highlight, really saw, the Chiefs should have won that game, but obviously they didn't. There's a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas in this league. And obviously in Jacksonville, we've had our fair share of those this year. But, the Bengals are still a team that's tough. The Bills, you can never count them out. The Jets, who are the Jets? Jets, Patriots? Who you got? The Patriots have won both games against the Jets. So if the Jets end up tied with the Patriots are the ones going to the playoffs. There's a lot of, and ifs or buts. What are the Titans? The Titans are going to win this division. The Titans just got blown out by the Eagles. Can they win a game in the playoffs? What's Derrick Henry doing? There's a ton of questions. You got Aaron Rodgers looking bad. Tom Brady not looking like Tom Brady. It's an interesting year. The Vikings are 10-2, but you only get 275 yards of offense against the Jets in a game where they had 450. You still win, but nobody's scared of them. People are picking the Lions to beat the Vikings next week.
I know it. They're favored actually by 2.5. I don't know. Who's going to have the late kick? If this was a horse race, who's going to come down the stretch and give it a go? Because that's what does happen. Now you get hot the final couple of weeks, you get a lot of momentum, you stay healthy, and then you're going to run in the postseason. That can certainly happen. And I do I'm telling you, the Lions, if they can find a way to play average defense, they've got a chance to win games.
Average defense doesn't win in the playoffs, though, right?
Yeah, but their offense is good, man. It's tough. Their offense is really good. And the other one I'm going to give you, this is a team maybe we should be watching more, the Raiders. The Raiders were supposed to be better. They lost a lot of weird games. And here they come with 3 in a row, couple in overtime. It's a little magic. They found themselves. And on top of that, I think they have a week schedule remaining.
Rams next week, Baker Mayfield.
So, I mean, maybe it's the Raiders, Clay, that come out of nowhere and
don't
kick
count
this
the
thing down
Chargers
the
out
stretch.
either.
Yeah, the Chargers are never going to get fully healthy this year, though.
That's fair.
It's not
I like the Seahawks, too.
Do you?
I think the Seahawks are a decent team.
Yeah, I
mean,
just
it's
feel
pretty
like,
incredible what they've done.
I wonder. I know I'm not disagreeing with you. I just wonder if they're a little bit like the Giants, who kind of overachieved early.
Yeah.
You know, and
But with Jimmy Garoppolo out, I mean, that opens the door.
True.
You know, big time. Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't even remember the name, like Purdy or something.
Brock Purdy. Don't say that to Kasey. Kasey loves the guy.
Sorry, Casey.
Casey must know him. That must be a family friend or something.
He really is Mr. Irrelevant. Clay didn't even know his name.
It's tough. You guys are going to find out. I don't know.
All right, let's let you go. What do you got? Who you giving the roast? My gosh, give it to I don't know who you giving it to. I have no idea.
I think it's pretty easy. I mean, there's only one guy that played well, and this guy's been consistent all year. And some people say he's overpaid. Some people say he's not. But this guy's top 15 in the league in receiving yards. He had over 100 yards again. He caught 6 of his 8 targets. This guy's got 830 yards on the year now. He's got 7 touchdowns, tied for 5th in the NFL, and he's averaging 13.4 yards per catch. That's not terrible. Tied for 14th with 62 receptions. The guy's been consistent. He's had a couple drops here or there, but overall he's been consistent, and I think the Jaguars have been lucky to have him, and that is Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk, will you accept this rose? Of course he will, and that is his 3rd or 4th rose this year.
Yeah, it is. By the way, that's a good one, and I'm waiting for the crazy good game. Go have 175 yards.
You think that's
he
a
has
Christian
that in
Kirk
him?
thing?
I think he does. I think he's got that in him. He's just so consistent and just runs crisp routes. If you just target him a few times more, I think he could do it. I mean, he's a guy that's just, to me, when I think of Christian Kirk, I just think of a consistent guy that's fast, quick, and can catch the football, and he just keeps getting it done week in and week out, and kind of under the radar 100-yard game.
Yeah, it would be, hey, if he gets a 170-yard game against the Titans, he's got 1,000 yards on the season.
It's been an under-the-radar, big-time season for him.
Really,
you brought him in to be a number one, and that's what he's done.
He's delivered. He went quiet for a few games, but he has really delivered overall, and it's been a nice pick, and he's going to get even better next year with Calvin Ridley. All right, Clay Harbor, have a good week, man. Travel safe, of course, and we'll do it again next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm really going to be thinking about my travels after this conversation, so thanks, guys.
All right. You'll be just fine, Clay. You'll be just fine.
I hope
Just
so.
watch the steward and just watch the flight attendants.
Hey, it beats a shot to the groin.
Oh, absolutely. Don't have the shots.
All right, have a good
Later,
one.
guys.
Football at 5 coming up next on ESPN 690. Buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville is the best with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover, Jacksonville, Porsche, Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. If the luxury car you want isn't in stock, Fields Auto Group will order it. And at Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today and see what world-class service really means. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fields Auto Group, fieldsauto.com.
Right now, American Window Products is offering the newest features in window technology with Ultra Dual Low E glass and insulated vinyl frames with magnet weather stripping on windows for an airtight seal to help reduce your energy usage. All at an affordable price. This exclusive offer is for a limited time, so act now to save big with 24-month zero-interest financing. Schedule a free estimate at AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, the window professionals.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 45th anniversary holiday sale with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We are not a big box store. We are your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget, and with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, open 7 days a week in December.
The University of South Carolina and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will face off in Jacksonville at the 78th TaxSlayer Gator Bowl game December 30th. Game day starts early with the TaxSlayer Tailgate and Fan Fest at Met Park at 11 a.m. The official pregame show starts at 3 p.m. with kickoff at 3:30 on Bill Gay grounds at TIAA Bank Field. Don't miss a top 25 matchup between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Tickets and hospitality packages are on sale at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. That's TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $38.99. Get everything you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,200 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Yo, Pablo Torre here, host of the ESPN Daily Podcast. When you want to go beyond your feed, when you want to get inside the score, when you want to get behind the highlight, there's ESPN Daily. Go deeper into the stories of the moment. Get the exclusive access and insider perspective that only ESPN can give you. ESPN Daily, hosted by me, Pablo Torre. Listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN690, a Cox Media Group station.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Casey Kurtz.
Yo! Well, what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Hit him! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom! This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kurtz, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
That's a hell of a math class we just went through right there before we came back.
I feel like you've gotten worse at math since I've joined the show.
Yeah,
I think it's contagious.
My wife's going to have to tutor me when I'm done with this calendar year.
Yeah.
Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, Football at 5, having some fun here on a Wednesday. Hope you're having a good day out there in Jacksonville. Boy, it's warm, isn't it? And we got to cool things off by the time the holidays come around.
It's a little warm outside.
Hard to use the outdoor fireplace, Kasey.
Yeah, I don't know why you're looking at me. I'm not a meteorologist.
It's your fault.
I
just got mad when I was using the word crisp.
I can't see you, Kasey. I can only see when your light goes on. You're like Rudolph over there for me. And so when the light goes on, I was like, maybe he wants to say something.
I just knew what was coming. Like, hey, Kasey, why is it hot? I don't know, Brent. Back to you. Sports.
Hey, Kasey, why is the sky?
Yeah, exactly. So, it is a bit toasty outside. Wore jeans today. Maybe not the best decision, but.
All right. So, hey, Kasey
Appreciate
does.
the update.
Kasey, not all the time does Kasey have great ideas.
Almost never.
Right? But has a good idea today.
Oh,
right?
what's that?
We're putting the. Oh, I can't do this.
You got headphones on.
So we're putting the cap on, right?
All right.
All right. I got to go on TV, too. I can't mess up my hair that much.
That's a good look. Don't touch it.
So, so we put the cap on.
Yep.
Right? And the Brent and Friends cap, and he says, we should send these to people in the cold parts of the world.
I did say that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a heck of an idea. So I need to find the guy on the chairlift in Montana. Does anybody know who that is? I forget who it was.
Does anybody know the chairlift guy?
We do roll call from around here, and we need the guy on the chairlift in Montana.
All right.
Because I want to send him one. It's a hell of an idea, Kasey.
Call has been put out. Once you get the one listener taken care of, can we get the rest of the people in Florida or no?
Well, I don't know. He says we should just send it to people in cold places. Like, where else is it cold that people are listening?
In my heart.
Well, that's true.
That was something. I say, here's what we're going to do. If you're in the chat and you live somewhere where it's cold.
Why do you got to, what about the people who don't live in where it's cold and want a beanie?
Well, that's part of the 12 days of Christmas. They'll have a chance to get it too.
Yes, but
we got to take care of the people's ears and heads.
This dude bought 86 beanies and we live in Florida, so we got to give them away to somebody that actually can use them on a day-to-day. So if you live in cold parts of the world, please hit us up.
Yeah.
Can we send them to our people in England? Is it cold in England?
I got to believe it's a little chilly there.
I think it's colder than it is here, but not necessarily freezing cold in England.
Roll call says we got people in Italy.
Italy.
We have people in Australia. That's not too cold.
Feels like it's not cold.
No, it's a desert.
Sorry,
Did you see,
don't
what's
get a
his
beanie.
name, by the way, throw the pitch in Antarctica?
Nope.
He said,
But we
who's
will
the
send
guy?
you a
Who was
beanie
it?
if you listen to the show from Antarctica.
If you're at a substation in Antarctica, get ready, because the Brent and Friends beanie is coming to town.
All we need is a postal address.
We have anybody in Canada listen? I don't think we've ever had a Canadian check in on the roll call.
If you're in Canada, please put it in the chat now.
Now, if we ask this question again in like February, they'll be down in Florida playing golf. But
no beanie for you. It's warm.
Look, Devon Cleveland in the chat. He says he's a New York Jags fan. He'll take one. Come on.
New York, cold.
Let's hook up our Jags folks.
That's what we're doing.
We'll give some away and stuff. But I mean,
New York is cold.
I only
Checks
have
out.
like 80 of them. Like I can't give them to everybody listening.
Sure you can.
I don't think
It's just
maybe
about
I can.
everybody.
Actually, check that. Maybe we can.
Yes, I think we can.
We go through our checklist.
I say,
shoot, I should have bought 82.
For the beanies, we prioritize the people that are cold. Thus, we warm them up. We have regular hats for Florida. Do we not have regular hats?
Not yet.
Okay.
No,
well,
we're not gonna have. I tell you what. Let me tell you a little secret.
What do we have?
The regular hats are a hell of a lot more expensive than the beanies.
So
I
maybe
bet
put
that.
in a second beanie order.
You put graphics on those hats. There's different materials in there. This is just like an unfinished sock.
These were not poorly priced. I will say that, but they're good, right?
They're
Kind of
great.
like them.
Great hat.
Thanks.
It's a great hat.
It's free, people. If it's free and you're cold, we'll send it your way.
I like it.
Now, just not everybody, but some.
So far, we only have one cold entry, so
That's fine. I mean, we're mostly Jacksonville based.
It's a marathon,
But
Kasey,
we know
not a
we've
sprint.
got people out there.
Yeah.
We'll hit them up. We'll find it. Football at 5, Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz. We will start 12 Days of Christmas tomorrow. We're putting together our list. We've got a bunch of stuff.
Are we checking it twice?
I think
don't
so.
know
We
who's
are
naughty
checking it
nor
twice.
nice.
We
We
got
just called the phone
beanies.
and you might win.
We got gift cards to Bono's and Zaxby's, buy one, get ones. We've got UNF tickets and FSU tickets. We've got autographed photos from guys like Paul Posluszny and Baselli, and we're working on Rasheen. What else we got? We got
beanies.
We're going to get you free entry into the fantasy card breaks that we participate in from Devoli's House of Cards.
That's a cool little gift right there.
Yeah, and you can win money and get in for free. How about that?
Yeah.
Love it. That's kind of like how me and Kasey exist whenever Brent's in charge, right?
That's true.
It's true. So we're working on some more things, but we're going to have fun with the 12 Days of Christmas starts tomorrow. That's what's happening. I'm working on some Iceman tickets, too.
At 4:30.
So we're doing it at 4:30 and 6:30?
4:30 and 6:30. Oh, we just to the previous conversation, the break will now have 3 things in that one specific rotator we were talking about.
Cool. All right. Very good. So there we go. That starts tomorrow. Hope you're listening. Thursday and Friday of this week, and then the next couple of weeks. We go by business days here on the 12 Days of
Fair
Christmas.
enough.
12 business days of Christmas.
Kind of loses some of its magic, doesn't it?
And unfortunately, if you win on Friday, your stuff's not getting shipped until later in the week.
On the
now, listen,
third
we will,
business
like-
day of Christmas.
We should make a song. Holy crap.
You just really, this is good now. I
Yeah.
mean, do we have enough time to get this thing going?
I will produce it tonight.
Thank you. The UNF tickets, like they play on Saturday. So we're going to give away a couple of those right tomorrow and Friday so you can use them. We'll text them to you. So you don't have to wait on the shipment for that. We can't text you the beanie. That's be delivered. So I was actually working on stockings that say ESPN 690, but just thought about it today, and it's going to be hard.
Yeah. So good tease.
Maybe next year.
Maybe the 12 business days of Christmas 2023.
Yeah, I used to say maybe next year, and like if we're still on. Now I've got a lot of confidence we're still going to be on.
By the way, I don't have that much.
I don't have confidence you're going to still be
Yeah,
on.
no,
right.
neither do I.
I'm talking about me personally. Aaron was definitely a beanie guy. Can't you see it? Look at his beanie look.
It's actually a very good look.
He's
I
a
was
beanie guy.
I was a beanie and a hoodie.
There are
Beanie and a hoodie guy.
people that
That's a
it
beanie
fits. Like
guy.
that is
if
a
you've ever seen
beanie
one.
face right
That's
there.
That's him.
Thank you, fellas.
I mean, I think the facial hair helps.
It does.
I'm in desperate need of a shave. Desperate need of a shave.
That right there's a beanie guy.
That is a good beanie. You should wear it more often, man. It's a good look for you.
Well,
especially in like July.
I do sweat really badly.
Well, that's all right. You're gonna sweat no matter what. Whether you got
Part
the
of
hat
being a
on or not.
beanie guy.
Maybe a little less without the beanie on.
Let's talk some football at 5. Hey, did you see this? This is a great tweet. that I saw the other day. I shared it with you guys. Let's see. Hold on. Let me find it.
A lot of tweets to go through.
Kasey,
the Ohio State representation.
Okay.
Now you found it.
Yeah, I didn't. I got it quick. So how about this? The MVP potentially, this guy's obviously a Buckeye fan, but I just thought it was pretty interesting. MVP, could you put Joe Burrow in the mix?
Oh, he's third now, yeah.
Is he? His odds are
He's
third?
climbed up to third, yeah.
Wow. Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa, might win it.
I mean,
Micah
definitely
Parsons
would
and him,
win
right?
it, yeah.
What's MIP?
Most improved player.
That's a thing?
I don't think so.
It's comeback player of the year, essentially.
Oh, MIP. Justin Fields.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, he's stretching here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Chris Olave.
Yep.
That's a real deal. Or Garrett Wilson.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Garrett Wilson.
That's right.
Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel.
Certainly deserving.
And by the way, Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati, Ohio.
There's a little something to say about it, but he didn't include that part.
Rookie of the Year. So, I mean, how about that?
Yeah.
Now, Burrow, to your point, was a transfer.
Yeah, but all those guys are Ohio State guys. Just the fact that Wilson and Olave were on the same team is nuts, how good those guys are.
Yeah, they had that. That was like
And
the
they
Alabama.
didn't win anything.
That was the Judy. Who else came out? Who else? Alabama.
Henry Ruggs.
Jameson Williams, Ruggs. I mean, that's kind of those guys.
Yeah.
Smith, Devontae Smith. That's what I was thinking.
LSU
And John
did it
Mechie.
too, right? With Jefferson and somebody else. Jamar Chase, was that?
Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
Jefferson. Oof, we've had some trios, man. I mean, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Some of these guys.
Crazy.
LSU had somebody else that year, too. Oh, Terrence Marshall.
I wonder if LSU's receiving, LSU's receivers are this year are considered very good, but they haven't been unbelievable productive.
Did you see what's his name stayed?
Who's that? Butte?
Yes.
Did he stay?
He stayed.
Wow.
Crazy.
But I wonder if those guys will pop in the NFL like some of the other LSU guys did. And obviously, when you had Burrow throwing to them, like they had the monster year, so they were really good in college too. But there's been some like, okay, they're good, but how good are they going to be? They're actually better in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like Justin Jefferson even is better in the NFL
Yes.
than he was as a collegiate player.
He's the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I love seeing that stuff. Like I always think that's an interesting deal. Now
Like
people get better, right?
A major step,
Major
not just
step.
like a
You know
real,
who-
like
you know
a
who did
regular
this?
step.
I think were you a Gator basketball fan, Kasey?
Yeah.
Chandler Parsons.
Yeah.
Chandler Parsons was a good player. I mean, I don't remember his numbers, but he was a good player at Florida. He was like a very good NBA player.
Yes.
For a stretch.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like that's always wild to me. And it seems like it happens in the NBA more. One, because I think you don't get featured like that in college basketball for some of these guys. And when they do get featured, now it's like 30 points and all these numbers you can put up, and the game's different anyhow in the NBA. And then other stuff is just growth. Like these guys are babies when they come out of college. They're so young. They're one and doneers. They're 19 years old, 20 years old. So now you look at a guy in the NBA who's 25 years old and is physically more mature and he's just polished his game more. And boom, you see a fantastic player. So it feels like it happens more in the NBA to me than any other sport.
NBA also, you can be a star without a fully formed body if you're super fast and precise with a shot. Like if you can shoot well from the outside and you're real quick, you don't necessarily need the man body yet. Whereas in the NFL, you really can't do well without a man body.
You can, and I've actually said that a little bit. Like, to me, Trayvon Walker's an unbelievable athlete, but he screams like, this is going to sound really bad, but like a guy that still has baby fat on him. You know? Like, he's just a young guy that's a really good athlete. Like, he's a grown man in the college game, but when it comes to the NFL, like, he still looks like a pup to me. And I bet the way he physically looks in 4 years or 3 years is going to be massively different.
Whenever anyone has this conversation, the first body I go to in my head is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant came out of college looking not thicker than a straw. Like the dude was just all arms, elbows, and knees.
No, you're right.
And even now, like he's not necessarily thick. He's
looks
just
like
older.
Manute Bol.
Yeah, very much so.
Dude said a straw.
He did. You know what he looked like? He looked like those waving arm guys at the car dealer. The big inflatable guys. But like, he got it done.
Not that thick.
No, he wasn't. But he got it done because he had an unbelievable shot from anywhere on the court, and he was pretty quick.
It's interesting. I just think those guys are fascinating. It's also this great story to kids and everybody else. Like, you get a scholarship, right, to whatever college. You still got a heck of a lot more growth. Like, it's not the end of the road. you get picked in the NFL or the NBA or wherever else, and you're a really good college athlete, you still got a lot more to grow and be better.
Yeah.
We really see it in baseball from a late bloomer standpoint. Daniel Murphy's my favorite one. Like guys 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 years old when he's like one of the best hitters in the game. That's a long time ago since he was playing high school baseball or college baseball at JU. Like that takes a while. So you're really not at your peak yet. The thing about it is most of us are done playing at the end of high school or at the end of college, and we're done, so we never see what would have been our peak if we had kept training for it. No, like, and our peak wouldn't be there.
I get it.
But I'm just saying we would have been even better than we were.
It reminds me of, Mitch Hedberg. You know that name? He's a funny comedian. He passed away, though. He used to have this joke. He goes, what do sesame seeds grow up to be? We don't know. We never give them a chance. We always eat them. It's like you don't know what you could have turned into. Me and Kasey were actually just talking about this in regards to you, Brent. We were talking about when Rasheen takes the curtains off of D-bats. I've been threatening Kasey with a baseball skills challenge for a couple of months now, which, I mean, I'll clearly lose. I'll say that on the air right now. But we are both interested to see what you got left in the tank.
Yeah, I would be too. Like, I can throw a mean BP. I'm pretty confident. I can throw good.
But how fast can you throw?
No,
now?
not fast.
Not
batting practice is about accuracy.
I understand, but how fast can you throw now?
Oh, not fast.
Like, can you strike me out? Sure. But
yeah.
Can you strike Kasey out?
Yeah.
You want to put money on that?
You want to put money on that, Doc?
Are you throwing a curve or a change or anything like that? A little slider action?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
We need a real umpire, though, not some like Martineau kid
I'm
or
just
Shaq.
fine with Martineau making the call.
I'll strike him out.
No, I'm fine with it.
I'll strike him out, but it's less to do with my ability and more to do with his lack of.
Oh, ouch.
But if you're asking me to hit, like, I don't know if I could go in and hit.
Oh, I know you couldn't hit me.
How fast are you? What are you throwing? You throwing some gas?
The way I know you, I'd be afraid. I'd have two helmets on.
I think the both of you guys are stepping on that pill, and you are throwing your elbows out immediately.
I 100% am,
Yeah,
but I've literally saved it for this moment. I've had 6 throws left.
Okay.
3 of them being hooks, and you know what? We're going to see what happens. If I need Tommy John, screw it.
It's going to be worth it.
We're doing it.
Man, I can't wait to get in there and hit off both of you guys.
I think I could do okay, but it's relative to everybody else being bad.
We'll have Rasheen make the call.
There we go. Unbiased.
I definitely tore something in my shoulder playing company softball and never got it fixed, but I'm willing to mess that up again. Let's go.
Exactly. That's what it's about. Really hurting yourself to prove something for 5
I'm into
minutes.
it, especially for something as stupid as this. Let's go.
That's the way it goes.
Then if I got to pay a couple of grand in doctor's bills, it makes it even dumber. Let's do it.
Did you guys see Von Miller is out for the year now?
Unbelievable. Like, how did this happen?
Why did it take 3 weeks to figure out he's got a torn ACL?
Not only that, but he was on his podcast 2 weeks ago going, I'm going to be back in 2 weeks. I'm back for the Jets game.
Yeah, like how does that happen? You know, like the team doctors and stuff, they can basically tell if you have an ACL injury often on the field.
Just
like
looking.
they knew. Like, you know, a lot of people were thinking that it was an ACL for Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
The team doctors knew on the field that it wasn't an ACL for them. I mean, 99% sure, because they can feel what's loose in like your knee.
That's gross.
Like, they actually can. Like those guys can feel that. I've asked them about it before, and so they can do it. So it's really odd to me that the ACL, this guy got MRIs, Von Miller did, and others testing, and it's like, seriously, at least 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks later, that they find he's out for the season.
Yeah.
And as an ACL, like it must have been hidden somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but that's a big deal to the Bills, who, by the way, are still trying to get right with Josh Allen. Granted, he's off the injury list, but that they said when it happened, it's an injury that's going to linger all season. And now you got this issue with Von Miller. Like, that's a team that needs to get healthy before the playoffs.
That's actually a team that I'm wondering if we've kind of forgot about, but it's right that we forgot about them. Like, they're nowhere near as dangerous as they were a month and a half ago.
Well, a month and a half ago, it felt like they were blowing everybody out to the tune of 40 points. And we've certainly seen that they can be vulnerable or susceptible to losses. They've got 3 on the season, and they're not looking as dominant. But I think selling that team short would be a mistake. I mean, the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, they're dangerous. I wouldn't want to play them.
I mean, outside of the Chiefs, who else is beating the Bills in the AFC on any given day?
Yeah, but a little.
The Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals. A little like the Bengals you feel
team.
way better about than the Bills right now.
If
and
they
some of this
stay
is
hot.
some leaky, shaky play from Josh Allen over the last month.
And a lot of the Bengals stuff is like lights out play from Joe Burrow. So, like, at some point, both come back to earth. Right?
But Joe Burrow, who I hate to defend because Kasey does such a great job of it, I mean, he's been lights out since really their 0-2 start.
Well, I mean, he's been lights out since he transferred from Ohio State.
That is
Not in that first game when he threw 4 picks, all right?
Well,
that wasn't so much lights out.
Got foggy, but
Lights ended up coming on, thankfully for him.
more good games than bad.
But yeah, I think the Bills are an interesting team right now where I'm not sure people are that afraid to play them. There's something that got disjointed. Like they were so good early, and they're the team that's kind of fading. The Chiefs have maintained pretty much the most of the way.
If not gotten better, yeah.
If not gotten better. Cincinnati's on the come up a little bit.
Definitely
right?
on the come up.
And now you start. It's a long season. Like just because Buffalo was good 2 months ago or 6 weeks ago doesn't make them to me that much of a contender.
And they got the Ravens who are vulnerable with Lamar out, but coming back just in time for a playoff run.
Well, if they hang in there, which I would anticipate they will, in the wild card race, because it looks like Cincy might pass them by over the next few weeks. with Lamar out.
They currently own the division lead right now, but you're right. If they pass them by, they'll need that wild card. Yeah.
But they could be very dangerous. A lot of this all will depend on health. So
dangerous.
All right, we take a break. Football at 5 continues.
Dangerous.
Talked a lot about Jags today.
Danger. All right, I'm done.
Are you?
I was going to say, it's not a Top Gun reference. He did it a little bit different.
Never seen it.
That's not shocking. You haven't seen Good Will Hunting. You're not going to see Top Gun.
You haven't seen Top Gun either?
Nah.
You're talking the original or the new one or both?
Both. Why would I see the new one if I hadn't seen the first one?
I mean, it's not really the kind of movie you need to see the first
I
one.
didn't know.
Well, but you should.
You should.
Like,
and it'll
you'll
help. It'll
enjoy
give you
both.
context.
Brent, you don't remember the conversation when you said play the Top Gun music? And I was like, what's the Top Gun music? You don't remember this?
I do remember.
I kind of don't. Maybe I tried to forget intentionally.
Yeah, I ain't seen it, bro.
I mean,
sorry.
Come on, Amanda.
Oh, you're talking to the wrong person. Amanda hates movies.
Amanda
was.
Do me a favor,
Yes,
Amanda.
yes.
In the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe when we're off around the holidays, please watch Top Gun, the original one, and then the next one.
No, Good Will Hunting and the
Good Will
Thrashers
Hunting.
documentary.
No. Listen to
I'm
me,
going to
Amanda.
come to your house every day, Kasey, and I'm going to be knocking on that door going, you watch it yet? You watch it yet?
We don't answer the door, bro.
We'll be back.
Coming through the window. You tell them, just like Dion, I'm coming.
With my Louie.
With my Louie.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly clear tonight. There will be some fog by morning as temperatures drop into the 50s. It'll become partly to mostly sunny and again unseasonably warm tomorrow. Your Thursday high will reach the lower 80s. From the CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
First Coast Acura Dealers is increasing inventory to meet demand during the season of performance. Shop holiday deals with $1,000 in down payment assistance on the 2023 Acura MDX SUV. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com. Shop appreciation loyalty offers. Exclude Type S model.
Hey, First Coast, it's time for a different type of football. Both men's and women's pro soccer is coming to Northeast Florida for the first time with Jack's USL, and we need your support. We want you to help us name our new teams by visiting jacksusl.com and give us your team name suggestions. You can also become a founding member of our exciting new USL Pro Soccer clubs and receive a free and exclusive collectible NFT from Campus Legends. Enjoy the World Cup, Jacksonville. We can't wait for kickoff.
Best Bet is paying out over $725,000 in promotions this December. Kick off your holiday festivities at Best Bet Jacksonville, Best Bet Orange Park, and Best Bet St. Augustine with exciting promotions like Table Share Tuesdays and $500 table share drawings. Or play our fun table games like 1-card poker, 3-card poker, face-up Pie Gow, and Ultimate Texas Hold'em. If you don't know how to play these card games, no worries. Our friendly dealers will be happy to teach you. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more information.
Boss, wait till you hear this.
Whoa, hang on. We just found 6 houses without Safe Touch security, so let me enjoy my good mood for a little bit, will ya?
Sorry, boss, but Safe Touch is running a buy one, get one free special on their 24/7 recording perimeter guard cameras.
A BOCO on cameras?
Yeah. Listen, get 5-star security surveillance with Safe Touch's 2-way communicator, free installation, and lifetime warranty. Plus, add a doorbell camera for just $99.
Oh, that Lester Jackson! Why is he doing this to me?
Boss, it's just another reason we have the Crooksmas Golden Rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah. So much for my good mood.
crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Monitoring agreement required with approved credit. Beat the holiday rush. Cameras are going fast. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Bank how and when you want to with Community First. Get free checking with rewards and free digital tools that make managing your money simple and life simply better. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Online at CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
People have been asking me about it, and now I've got an answer. It's back, the Dream 18 card for 2023. We sold out last year. If you love golf, it's the best value discount card in town. Save hundreds of bucks. It's on sale just in time for the holidays right now. $69. That is it. Action Sports Jacks, Dream18.com. Discounted golf at some of the best public courses in town. Save hundreds of dollars. Also, get discounts and free items from local businesses. It's the 2023 Dream 18 card. Action Sports Jacks, Dream18.com. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. Gordon Aaron, this is the good bump music. Hey, real quick, fill us in on the World Cup, Kasey. Croatia's still in it, thankfully.
Croatia's in it.
They got to play Brazil next, though. When's
in
the
it.
next round start? Friday?
I think so. Sounds about right.
So Friday, Saturday, we'll be down to the final
four? Sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when's like the championship?
Even you don't care anymore, Kasey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have lost interest.
He really has.
That's
no,
wild.
Like, I've lost interest to the point where I don't know the schedule. Like, I'm very intrigued to see France play because they're so good. I'm intrigued for when England finally loses. That'll be fun. Brazil is fun as well. So we just need to get these other bum teams out of the way, like Croatia. Like, I want to see Brazil play France, right? I don't want to see this other stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to see Croatia in my
How much
pool.
could you possibly win in that, Bill? You just want to win.
Yeah, I think it's got some value. There's
Like,
a little bit of an entry fee.
Two-figure value? Three-figure value?
He's uncomfortable. You can see it. You can see it in his face.
He's going to pay that credit card bill from October finally?
This would be a
He's very
four-figure value.
All right.
very uncomfortable.
Not 5, but 4.
Can you imagine? Could you imagine getting in the random pool and you end up with like France? What a moment! Like
That's
you have
good.
to feel great about it.
You do, but I mean, everybody who had Argentina felt good until they lost the first game.
And are still in it.
Yeah, I know they're still in it. I'm just saying it didn't feel so good then.
Nah, but like if you're watching it and you have France right now, you're already spending that money.
Yeah. It does seem like they're pretty good, right? From what everybody's saying,
Oh,
you
they're
included.
great. Yeah, they're.
Got an update from our cold listener roll call.
Oh, good.
Daniel Kilkenny says it gets cold in Ocala.
That's not going to cut it.
I'm already going to send Daniel one anyway. But not.
We're taking care of it.
Yeah, we got to do that.
All
So
right.
we've got some people already on the board.
I have it boxed up. Just haven't gone to the post office yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't do anybody any good.
No, not really. I'm kind of waiting for Brent to be like, here's the card to mail the stuff.
Well, you could just mail it out of the office
Yeah,
here.
just leave it in the downstairs office.
There
Or
we
take
go.
the $5 I just Venmo'd you.
But
We
that
can do
was
that.
just a cold, honest bet that I won.
Oh, that's not what the description says.
So
Great.
what's like? Are you still if I ask, are you still watching the World Cup?
I am, yeah.
You are.
Yes.
Like I'm not.
Not even close.
You never were.
I mean, in the very beginning, I was checking out some of the American stuff, but
Like I watched yesterday and the last couple days in depth.
Like I wonder.
But it just wasn't on today.
So What's like the biggest matchup next? It's like Brazil-Croatia for this purpose wouldn't be.
It's France-England, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, France-England. So France-England, will that have the viewership, will it be really, really good across the country?
Massive.
In the United States?
The country.
Yeah. Because listen, some of the soccer's done really well. Of course, when the United States was in it, the numbers have been really good.
I don't know how it will do in the country.
When you say really good, are you talking about really good, or are you talking about really good for soccer?
I would say really good for soccer.
Okay.
Because really good is everything's NFL related.
Yeah.
Right?
According to this LA Times piece, on the game where America wins 1-0 versus Iran, or Iran, as they would like us to call it, 12 million viewers on Fox, 1 million on the streaming platforms. It was the most for a World Cup game in Fox history, but we know that even the Thursday night game that's a disappointment does like 10 times.
Yeah, but if you're saying it's the most, it's most on Fox?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a soccer game on Fox.
Do we know what Saturday's was? Because that was on like a Tuesday afternoon. So Saturday morning against the Netherlands in the Sweet 16, where I thought there was more of a buzz.
Almost 13 million on Fox.
Oh, it just got that much more of a bump? That's it.
Almost 13 million, and then less on the stream. 600,000 on stream.
All right.
Second most streamed game.
So it won't do that because,
we can't do that.
The tough sell for that is if you're casual, you have no clue who's playing. If you just want to watch it to understand it, Mbappe is one of the best players in the world. He's on the cover of FIFA. That's why you'd watch it. But if you're super casual to the point of hey, what's going on here? You wouldn't know who Mbappe was. You wouldn't know Harry Kane for England. And none of those players play in America or ever come anywhere close to America. So it's a tough sell, I think.
Did you tell me, or was it Ty telling me that Mbappe, if you put him in the 40-yard dash based on his speed, it would be something crazy?
That was Ty, because I don't like
3.9 or something.
It's something nuts, 4
he's super
2s
fast.
or something.
Yeah, he's quick.
Just go get him as a punt returner.
Why not?
Kick returner. Try it out. Hey, we didn't talk much about the college football playoff yesterday. Had too much to get to, I guess, the last couple of days. We've had 2 days to do it. It's not till down the road. But did they get it right? Ohio State in it?
I mean,
if not them, then who?
Yeah.
Right?
You had to fill out the
it's not
fourth
Alabama, it's not Tennessee, it's not Utah. USC just lost.
But the annoying part is Alabama still probably would have put up a better fight than what Ohio State's going to do.
I don't know if I buy that, man. I think Ohio State's dangerous.
Me too.
I think in fact, I think this is a bad draw.
Those wins over Purdue really slam them.
Do we know if Jackson
draw for? I think it's a tough draw for Georgia. I mean, they would rather play Michigan or TCU in this round, rather than Ohio State.
Do we know if Njigba's going to play? The wide receiver he just declared for the draft.
No, he's not playing.
He's not playing?
No.
That's a big deal now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have another great wide receiver, but that's one half of the duo.
Unless I saw it wrong. He said, hey, we're good.
There was this kind of formidable push to get Alabama in the playoff. If you go back to Saturday or Friday, with TCU losing and obviously with USC losing on Friday night, it was a noisy one.
Yeah, the team itself was tweeting. Yeah.
Oh, well, not only that. I mean, Nick Saban's trying to say who would beat us.
Yeah.
Right?
But the thing is, Bama doesn't get blown out ever.
I get it. But, here's the thing about his thing to me was a little bit, okay, you're stretching it. Because if I took Clemson right now, would they beat TCU? Maybe.
Maybe.
Utah, would they beat some of the teams? Maybe.
Nah, maybe.
But I think you can argue Penn State was playing really good football the last month of the year.
Penn State is so bad.
It
is the quality win for every. Hey, but they beat Penn State. Yeah, because they're not good.
Well, nobody's good, Kasey. That's why that's why we're having the year we're having. What I always say is, what do we know? Do we know Ohio State is good? No.
No.
Do we know Alabama is good? No.
We know they don't get blown out.
Okay, but
I think we know both those teams are good.
The Ohio State blowout thing is so blown out of proportion. It was a 3-point game in the fourth quarter. They gave up 2 late runs that made it a 20-something game. They didn't get just crushed from the get-go against Michigan. That's an erroneous viewpoint. The end of the score, you used to do these control of game, when at March Madness, do they still do that? Control of game, were you in control of it and then lost late, whatever. like the control of game there, it was a close game.
That's not even necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fatigue of you putting in the same teams that get blown out in the playoff. I know it's different players in different years, but Ohio State is a team that always gets advocated to go, and then they get blown out. Like, it's a fatigue from that nature. Like, you know when you line up against Alabama that you are not going to blow them out ever. They never get blown out. So in terms of not the ability to turn a game off at halftime, Alabama doesn't give you that, where Ohio State's like, hey, you know what? We might be playing FIFA at half.
Yeah, that's a pretty garbage reason to put them in, though. Like, I get what you're saying, but hey, this team won't get blown out. Here we go. Like,
that's
okay,
where we are.
So go find me somebody that's going to like just run the football, run the clock, and play boring football and not get blown out just to play in the Final Four. Like, it doesn't work for me.
And the other thing about Alabama is maybe they don't get blown out in these games, but this season, it's just been too close and too many games for them.
Let's be
honest. To be a 2-loss team, beating a 1-loss team to get into the playoffs.
We know this. This is what I say. What do we know? We know Georgia's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Are they vulnerable? I think they are. I don't think they're unbeatable, but they're damn good. We know Michigan has certainly earned it. I'm not sure we're convinced Michigan's undefeated good, like unbelievable good, because we're not convinced Ohio State's that great. So, kind of like, okay, whatever, but Michigan's
every
earned
opportunity to prove it, Michigan has taken that opportunity.
Earned it. And no beef, and if that's the national championship game, both teams have earned it.
Yeah.
TCU is the best of the Big 12 and a good story, but are they good?
We're going to find out.
Yeah, we are. In a hurry.
I don't know. And that's where my I don't knows start when it comes to college football. But it goes all the way down. I know Ohio State's a big name. I don't know if they're good. I know Alabama's a big name and always good, but I don't know how good they are this year. I know Tennessee should get in before anybody with a 2-loss record, but they don't have their quarterback. I know that. And they're probably different without their quarterback. That was the funny thing. It's like, how does Tennessee not get... Why weren't they doing interviews with Tennessee? Just because the quarterback situation?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but we don't know.
Even with the loss to Utah, I'd rather see USC. You know why?
Than Ohio State.
Yes, because it'll be fun.
I really thought USC would have been fun to be in. I did.
They can score against anybody.
They can.
Well, Caleb can. But, Ohio State is not a sleepy offense. This team put up, 77 early in the season against a nobody. But still, they got the weapons.
I think Ohio State, the problem is we hyped the Alabamas and Ohio State so much in the early part of the season that it's really tough to live up to where our expectation is of them.
I think that's fair.
And we have no idea if they're good, but they're Alabama and Ohio State, so we're putting them at the top all the time anyway. And Georgia will be that way for the next few years too, but Georgia's lived up to it. Georgia thumped people at times. Now, they also almost hiccuped, but they survived, and we see that. But Georgia absolutely, crushed people.
Owned.
At times. And we know that.
Not just that time, it's almost every single game.
Almost, but Missouri wasn't. And,
Penn State was closer than it should have been as a nobody, scoring 22 against it. But still.
Yeah, they had some lapses, but they
You're
weren't
still beating
perfect.
most of your opponents by 25 or more.
Georgia,
every week.
I don't even think Georgia's as good as they were last year. But in this college football season, they might be more dominant than last year.
Yeah, I buy that. More NFL-ready guys last year, less competition for them this year.
Yeah. Kind of a weird deal. So the whole thing is an odd year, and man, this would have been such a good year for the playoff to start because I really think we would have had some craziness going on.
Maybe like a 6 or a 5 seed get through.
I hope college football becomes like this more often, where you lose some of the dominance.
Sure. And maybe NILs are doing that. But
I don't know. USC next year might be awesome because they're going to go get 6 defensive players, and their offense is going to be really good.
Yeah.
And so they might be a tough beat. They may be really, really, really good because that kid's a good player. And he was obviously hurt in that game Friday night, or maybe he keeps up. But Caleb Williams is a good player.
I think Drake May is going to own college football quarterbacking until he leaves, whenever that's going to be.
I think there's plenty of
Way
them.
to jump on the bandwagon, my guy.
Yeah, no,
Welcome.
I'm there. I'm not there today for the first time, but I wasn't there at the beginning of the season. You told me he is him. I was like, whatever, but he is him.
Welcome.
Any
We got
value
room for you?
Hey,
I'll hang out.
Any value to Florida and the Vegas Bowl? Is there anything to do, or is that just, hey, go have fun in Vegas?
No, there's just absolutely nothing to do. I don't know who's going to play quarterback. Seriously.
Yeah, they're kind of out of
I don't know what they're going to do there.
Yeah, they got one in jail, basically, and another one to the draft.
Yep, that's exactly what they have. So it's going to be tough. I'm sure they'll have a good time. They only have Did you see the thing? They're down 24 dudes.
Yeah, crazy.
How are they supposed to play?
Because they have 100 and something.
I get it. I don't know who they're playing because, to be honest with you, I don't care about the Las Vegas Bowl. I hope they have a good time, I guess. But that's going to be a tough watch. If you're like a diehard, I will not be tuning in.
Yeah, it could be tough.
Do we often hear of people declaring for the draft and not playing for their college team when they're a national championship hopeful?
No.
I don't think that's a common thing.
No,
It's
that
not.
isn't.
It's not.
Has he been healthy?
In Jigba?
Yeah.
He got hurt early this season, but he's been playing.
Yeah. So, that's an interesting one. How important is the game for Florida State? Like, how important is getting to 10 wins? And does the bowl game carry momentum? Because I think there's a mix there, right? Like, you do have people that aren't there anymore, right? Not everybody's playing. The transfer portal already is in full swing. Like, the transfer portal right now in the month of December is more important than your bowl game. You know what I mean? So the attention shifts. And does 9-4 and 10-3 make a difference after what's really been a turnaround year at Florida State? How much significance, Kasey?
I think 10 wins matters.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. 10. Here's the thing. I don't think it matters if it's 8-9, but it's 9-10. 10 wins. It's a lot of wins.
Yeah, I think 10 wins has something to it. But let me argue against it for a moment. They've already got some significant wins. And one of them is Jordan Travis is already coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got other guys coming back. And they like their football team coming back. Now they're losing some people, too. That's what happens. There's a lot of feel-good going on. Even the guys they're saying goodbye to, Mike Norvell and the AD are like saying, hey, we really appreciate it. I mean, you don't even see that usually. Everybody's usually pissed off. Like, why is the guy leaving? Or we didn't like you. Good. See you later. I mean, it's a good feeling around Florida State's program right now that I'm not even sure a bowl loss in the Cheez-It Bowl on December 29th, extra toasty, I hope, could even spoil. Like I don't even think it could spoil it. And the other part of it is we've got the signing day period coming up. And so now you're recruiting and you're going to get some wins in recruiting, hopefully. So I'm just not sure the bowl game. I get it. The 10 wins, I think for Florida State fans, for Mike Norvell, for everybody, I'm not diminishing it. I think it has some significance, but not nearly what it felt like it used to have.
No, I think it's a win-win, right? I don't think they can take a step back from losing the bowl game, but I think 10 wins means something, especially to Norvell and how bad it's been. So, I don't think they lose anything. There's no momentum lost. To your point, Jordan Travis already coming back. The recruiting will be what it is. But I think Mike Norvell and them are going to put an emphasis on that 10th win. That's how I see it.
By the way, Oklahoma's not good.
No,
like that could be a really good win for FSU against a brand name who isn't
it's still a good name,
right?
Yes.
Like if I just asked 10 people at the grocery store, hey, Oklahoma, FSU, good game. Not really. Oklahoma kind of sucks. Like
kind of.
They're really not good. And Florida State might have their way. I mean, they might score 55 against Oklahoma.
That would be great for
That's
Florida
a big
State.
offense, yeah.
That would be huge.
One last one we talked about a little bit earlier in the week, but, I mean, it really is a good get for the Gator Bowl to have Notre Dame, South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's a fun game.
Good traveling crowd on Notre Dame, too.
And South Carolina,
yeah.
That guy's done a good job there. He's built some good momentum, and obviously their late season success was massive. Just think for South Carolina, they punctuate their wins late in the season over Clemson and Tennessee with a win over Notre Dame in the bowl game. Pretty big deal.
Yeah. A little late for him, but yeah.
And Notre Dame on the other side of things, like, he's actually done a good job. But we talk about this a lot because we got Notre Dame fans at the house. And, man, it could have been so much better.
I think that's where the expectations
Marshall
were,
yeah.
And Stanford this year, like bad Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been a lot better in year one for Freeman at Notre Dame. We'll take a break, put a bow on the show. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton coming up next as well at 6 o'clock. ESPN 690 rolls on right after this.
The only place to hear Maurice Jones-Drew in Jacksonville is on ESPN 690 every single Monday.
I believe that you can't continue to get rid of talented players in Jacksonville. How many times do we have to go through this? You got rid of Jalen Ramsey. You got rid of Fowler. You got rid of this guy. You got rid of that guy. You let Calais Campbell go, who's still playing. Are we going to continue to let talented players go and go ball out for other teams and then be like, well, they weren't good here because they were a distraction or they had a horrible attitude? Like, no, he's a talented player. Talent wins in the National Football League.
There's life before sports injury And there's life after. You're in pain, and you need answers, fast. Mayo Clinic's orthopedic and sports medicine team will see you same day, no referral necessary. Rest assured, we'll get it right from the start and have you back in action as quick as you can say. Ranked the #1 hospital in Florida for orthopedics. To schedule, visit sportsmedicine.mayoclinic.org.
If you're popping the question this Christmas or looking to go big on that holiday or anniversary gift, now is the time. It's Beard's Diamond Spectacular Christmas Sale, now through the 24th.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 42% off.
Going on now until December 24th.
All GIA certified loose diamonds, all designer settings, pendants, bracelets, earrings, engagement rings.
For over 4 decades, families have been shopping at Beard's Diamonds for the absolute lowest prices. Now to say thank you, everything in the store is discounted up to 42% off.
Nobody beats Beard's Diamonds prices.
Popping the question on Christmas, New Year's, celebrating a big anniversary, or shopping for the holidays.
Now you can go even bigger and save thousands. Everything store-wide is on sale up to 42% off. If you're popping the question this Christmas or celebrating a big anniversary.
Shop the largest inventory in North Florida and never seen savings. But hurry, these savings will absolutely end December 24th.
Don't buy until you get our price. Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system like the one my family's had for more than 5 years now. Connecticut's Twin Tank non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Now through the end of December, trade in your existing equipment and get $750 off a Connecticut Premier Series softener. Great financing available for the holidays, subject to credit approval. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That number again, 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment, authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
'Twas the holiday season at Total Wine & More. So many friends that you need to shop for. Gifts on their shelves are so easy to find. Just what you love for your loved ones in mind. Your father likes bourbon Cabernet for your sis. Champagne for a coworker? Never a miss. All perfectly priced, as low as can be. Shop Total Wine for them and for me.
Love what you find. Always lowest prices at Total Wine & More. Delivery available. Drink responsibly. B21.
Dr. Travis Stork here to tell you about a great pain reliever called Salon Pas Pain Relieving Patches. Salon Pas is pain medicine in a patch. You stick it right on sore muscles for up to 8 hours. Clinical research has shown that people that used Salon Pas reported less pain with improvement in mood, sleep, and the ability to work. Safe, effective relief is one peel in place away. Salon Pas, it's good medicine.
Meet Joe A, hi, Joe B, hello, and Joe C. What's up? 3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools for you to give the gift of a smarter home with savings on top brands, like the Google Hub, a command center for your smart devices that raises the IQ of your entire home, or the Nest Learning Thermostat that helps you conserve energy and save on your bill. And if you don't know what to get, gift cards are a smart gift no matter what they get. So this year, gift smarter with savings on tools to make your holiday magic. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Attention Dish customers. Dish Network pulled WFOX Fox 30 off the air, depriving you of your favorite programming. That means no sports, local news, weather, traffic, or the shows you love. Call Dish now at 1-800-333-3474 and tell them to put WFOX Fox 30 back on the air.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN690.
Brent and Friends back on ESPN 690. My name is Aaron Schachter. The Red Menace, Kasey Kurtz behind the glass. And TV's own Brent Martineau sipping on some whipped cream and coffee, sitting down in his chair like he's got all the time in the world.
Hey, I do. I got
All
5
the
more
time.
minutes.
All the time in the world.
See you on TV tonight, CBS 47, Fox 30.
TV's Brent Martineau.
All right, so I have 2 people that send me this. One is Ben Becker.
Send Ben. Where'd you send him?
Send Ben. He sent me to this graphic. And then let me get it a little cleaner here.
All right.
Because I couldn't see the Ben's very well.
Because you're old.
Yeah.
You can't see
John
things
Hopkins. Not the college.
John.
The hospital?
Nah,
Or the hospital.
John from England.
John, our podcast guy?
I think he's from England.
Is he from England?
Is he getting a beanie?
Get out of here.
I think he's from England.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I knew it.
He's from the UK.
I know the audience, baby.
You do.
All 3 of them.
Hi, baby John.
John. Is it cold there? We got beanies.
Yeah, we should send him a beanie.
Oh, now
Him
you're
and
all in
Andy
on the
Loosemore.
cold beanies. Okay.
All right, so they share this what if NFL standings. Did you see this?
Nope.
So here's the tweet. What if every one-possession NFL game had the opposite result?
Ooh, I like that.
The top 6 seeds in the AFC would all be 8-4, and the Vikings would be 1-11, eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah.
It may seem crazy, but we might be just a few bounces of the ball away from this reality. So what if this would be the NFL standings? In the AFC, the Browns would be 8-4 and the number 1 seed. The Raiders would be 8-4 and the number 2 seed. The Jaguars would be 8-4 and the number 3 seed.
3-hole, come on.
The Bills would be 8-4 and the number 4 seed.
Hate to hear about
Down
the
a
Jets.
spot. The Ravens would be 8-4, even
Run out of
for where
spots
they're
here.
at. The Chiefs would be 8-4,
Oh,
down
boy.
a spot.
Here we go.
Jets.
And the Broncos would be 7-5 and in the
wow.
playoffs.
Where the Jets go?
The
The
Broncos,
Jets are 6-6, just out.
The Broncos are 7-5 in the playoffs with an average score of 12 points a game.
11.5.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
Okay, so let's go to the NFC. So the Jags, by the way, would be 8-4. The 49ers 8-4. That's even. Are they 8-4 now? Yeah, I think they are. Lions 8-4. They'd be the 2-hole.
Wow. That's a complete reversal.
The Cowboys 7-5, down a couple of spots, but still in the 3-hole.
That hasn't been lately, though.
The Falcons 7-6, and in the lead in that NFC South. Seahawks 8-4 is a wild card. Chicago 8-5, and in the playoffs.
Chicago's eliminated right now.
Cardinals actually would be 6-6 in the final playoff spot. The Eagles would be 6-6.
That is, I thought they won by a lot more than
Feels
one
like they've
possession in
dominated
every
people.
game.
And the Vikings would be 1-11. How about the Giants would be 2-9-1?
Yeah, I buy that.
What a wild stat.
Parity, man.
Thanks, John from England.
Yes, thank you, John from England.
That was sincere.
32 degrees in England right now, by the way.
Ah, that's cold. Yeah, it's definitely cold.
Oh, that's cold enough for a beanie.
How much does it cost to send stuff to England, though?
Only 50 cents.
We sent
That can't
Andy
be right.
Loosemore some things before, so it's happened. I don't know how much it was.
I'm aware that people do it. I'm more concerned about, like, the price.
Well, tell them it'll come next year and, like, duct tape it to a Jaguar employee's leg or something and then send it out there to England when they fly out there.
All
It's
right,
free
yeah.
shipping.
It'll be there for next winter.
By the way, I don't think you have to have it ready for winter in London. I think you could wear it in other parts of the year. It gets a little chilly at times. Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts. It's like a multiverse thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, and I guess it's not hard to believe here in Jacksonville, but it's hard to believe that they would be that much better. Like, I thought they'd maybe be in the lead in the AFC South. Oh, that's actually a good one. I wonder what the Titans would be.
I'm going to predict
the Titans would be 5-7.
5-7.
All right, I almost didn't let you predict.
That's all right. I'm quick. Ask around about me.
There are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that would be exactly their same record.
Those are mid teams. None of them good. None of them
Whatever
bad.
you just said that you guys laughed at.
Ask around about me.
Casey likes it. I'm looking for verification that I'm quick.
So anyway, that's how I leave you today, the what-if standings.
I like the what-if standings. It just goes to show you when you're having a bad football season, you love the what-if standings.
The question is Shad Khan and Doug Peterson, are they going to look at the what-if standings and put value on it?
I think Shad absolutely does. I don't know if Doug does. Because Doug's trying to motivate these guys to take the step forward, even though they're taking a step forward.
Maybe that's why John Robinson got fired. They looked at the what-if standings.
He's like, yeah, but what if? They're like, what if you were in the unemployment line tomorrow?
You got lucky.
And you don't have to wonder what that is because welcome to the unemployment.
All right. That's going to do it here for a Wednesday for our show. Brent and Friends on ESPN 690. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton coming up next. We begin the 12 days of Christmas tomorrow, so a chance to win in the 4 o'clock hour a stocking stuffed with goodies.
Love it.
We don't even know which goodies yet.
Don't matter. It's free, remember?
But it's free. And there's some value in this sucker now.
There's some value.
There's some value. That's like more
some
we
value.
think there's more than some value.
We don't know the amount of value.
It includes a beanie.
But we know there's value.
Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton up next. I'll see you on TV
There's value in
tonight.
that as well.
Get in the game at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. Best Bet St. Augustine is the place for poker, running daily cash games and weekly poker tournaments. Best Bet St. Augustine also features easy-to-play table games like one-card poker, three-card poker, and face-up Pi Gal. Enjoy the delicious daily specials and over 70 TVs at the sports bar. At Best Bet St. Augustine, there's something for everyone. Visit Best Bet St. Augustine at 800 Marketplace Drive.
The season of performance is back with a vengeance, and so is the legendary Acura Integra. First Coast Acura dealers are restocking their Integra inventory and unleashing holiday APR deals like never before. Experience the next-gen 2023 Integra. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 45th anniversary holiday sale with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We are not a big box store. We are your local family jeweler. With an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget and with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, open 7 days a week in December.
Do you make a purchase just because it's cheap? Never, right? So why would you ever purchase a do-it-yourself security system just because it's cheap? Right now, some companies say you can buy a refurbished one for a whopping $206. Refurbished means the last family found it unacceptable, and now they want to pawn it off on you. And that's more upfront money than SafeTouch security charges for their Advantage package, which includes a two-way communicator. And the SafeTouch system includes free installation by SafeTouch professionals. After all, you're the least experienced security installer you know, right? SafeTouch gives you 24/7 UL-approved monitoring in their very own central station right here where you live. So the do-it-yourself system has cheap, non-professional equipment, comes with no Florida license, and wholesale who-knows monitoring. SafeTouch Security comes with the finest equipment available, certified installers, and monitoring right here in Florida, with a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Call 888-723-8682 or visit safetouch.com today. State license number EF0000233.
The wait is over because Toyotathon is on right now at Arlington Toyota. During Toyotathon at Arlington, you can get a new 2022 Tacoma TRD Sport 4x4 up to $1,900 off MSRP, 18 in stock to choose from. And at Arlington, every new Toyota comes with a lifetime warranty and 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. Don't wait. Toyotathon is on. Shop in person 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for full details.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau. Check out Action Sports Jacks weekdays from 3 until 6 on ESPN 690.
What's up? It's Kasey. Check out the podcast Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690, wherever you get your podcasts. Every weeknight at 6 p.m., it's Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton, and check us out right here on ESPN690.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The news is not good for the Bills and Von Miller. The star pass rusher will miss the rest of the season with a torn ACL. He's already had surgery. The loss of a player Buffalo brought in to be its closer in the postseason dramatically changes the mindset of its defense, explains ESPN's Marcus Spears.
As a collective, these guys can do a lot of damage with their skill set. I think you have to go back into that mindset as opposed to let's let Von get to the quarterback and everybody will feast off of that. One of these guys are going to have to step up and take the mantle and say, I'll be the guy to make the play, because we knew Von wouldn't.
Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald out against the Raiders tomorrow with a high ankle sprain. Aaron Judge, perhaps the greatest example of betting on yourself. Judge, who turned down a 7-year, $213 million offer from the Yankees opening day and had one of the greatest seasons ever in Major League Baseball, got a mega contract from New York, agreeing to a 9-year, $360 million deal with the Yankees. NBA Lakers will be without LeBron James and Anthony Davis tonight against the Raptors.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
At Simply Safe Home Security, we know in an emergency, the clock is ticking. So we designed an advanced security system powered by live 24/7 professional monitoring agents who use Fast Protect technology exclusively from SimpliSafe to capture video evidence and verify a threat. Then alert police so you can get higher priority dispatch. Right now, get 40% off any new system. Visit simplysafe.com/holiday to save big today. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Brian, I have a question for you. Mike's not on?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. I got a question for you to start the show.
Yeah, man.
Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton, ESPN 690. Have you heard of Wombo?
I can't say I have.
Wombo, Wombology, none of that? He, she, me, you, Wombo?
A lot of pronouns out there, man.
Nothing?
Nah, I don't know.
Okay.
What is that? What is that from? Why don't I know about that?
Well, it's a Wombo Wednesday, but it's from it's from SpongeBob.
Oh.
Never seen SpongeBob? Okay. Well, you know, if you watch SpongeBob when you were a kid or with your kids currently, maybe you understand Wombo and where it comes from.
I've got no kids, man. All right?
You ain't got no kids?
No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not yet anyway, man. Don't, you know. I thought you was okay.
I just want to know if you knew.
You talking to the listeners.
I'm talking to the listeners. Yeah. I was talking to the listeners. That's what I'm saying. Because you said you didn't know. Aaron didn't know. So I'm just telling the listeners, if you're about my age, you might remember Patrick Starr talking about Wombo.
All right, here we go. All you wanted to do was say if you were about my age. Okay, Kasey. There's a middle schooler somewhere. I can't wait I need them to hurry up and graduate.
And I'm saying maybe you were watching SpongeBob with your kids. You're like, wait a minute, did he just say what Patrick Star said on the SpongeBob? Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By the way, Patrick Star is a starfish. SpongeBob is a character on Nickelodeon. Have I filled in all the spots there? Everybody understands what's happening?
I think so, Kasey.
Okay, very good.
I don't have I wish I had this up. But anyway, go ahead, Kasey. So Wombo Wednesday.
That's where we are. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton. Wombo Wednesday. Go until 7 o'clock. The good news is yesterday we had a short show. Today we have a full-length show. Brian Middleton, I will lean on you. Do we have trivia today?
We do have trivia today. Yes, we do. We do.
Is my opponent someone that you think I can beat?
I'm going to be real with you. I got faith in you, but no, but only because you've lost in impressive ways. You get out to a fast start. You're very the Jags in the first 5 or 6 games of the season minus the wins. Like you'll get out to a fast start and then, you'll fall even or behind. Then you'll compete and even come back a little bit and then you'll lose. Mm-hmm. And it's frustrating on my end because I'm crafting these questions now a little bit to help the person who's coming in because I want to know what sport they may be, most into. But I'm trying to help Kasey Kurtz out too, man, because a non-confident Kasey Kurtz in trivia doesn't make for a great segment moving forward. I like it better when you talking trash. I like it better when I'm playing, what's that, the Revenge of the Sith,
the Darth Vader theme.
The Darth Vader theme. It's better when you get to talk your talk just a little bit. So hopefully you can break that streak because you lost even when you weren't here. That was the most impressive one. That one where Marcus was acting Kasey and he lost poorly to Courtney. Holy smokes, man.
That just doesn't count.
4-game losing streak.
Yeah. I don't know about all that. But what I do know is we'll have Are You Smarter Than Kasey Kurtz coming up. The usual answer is yes. Most people are smarter than Kasey Kurtz. But we will have to find out today if that is indeed the case. It's Wednesday, which means we've officially turned our attention to the Tennessee Titans. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. A lot of conversation about the Titans today. Brian will do some right about now to start the show. But on just first thought comes to mind, Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars. First thing that pops in your head about this game is what?
Winnable. First word that popped into my head. I just said it. Winnable. Now, did I say for which team? No. But winnable.
Yeah, somebody will win, likely.
And I do mean the Jags.
Okay.
When I say winnable. That's the first thing that pops into my head. And I understand what Tennessee brings to the field at this point in time. I don't think it's changed much over the past 3 or 4 seasons. They've been known to be able to run the ball. They're a physical team. They're not going to get, punked out more times than not, even though Philly is calling in on line 1 saying, did you see last week? But yeah, for Tennessee, we know what we are going to get. A well-coached team for the most part, a tough team. They don't usually beat themselves. They don't ask their quarterback to do amazing things because they can handle things with the run game. And then, hopefully the passing game is a complement of that as opposed to the majority of teams in the NFL now where that's the opposite. That's flipped, where the run game kind of complements the passing game in the kind of league we're in right now. And all that being said, understanding what they've done, understanding their strengths, and understanding their weaknesses as well, this game is winnable. And that's what popped into my head, Kasey Kurtz.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What do you got coming in? What's popping into your head when you think about this game?
This could get ugly. This could get ugly down the stretch for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And listen, the Tennessee Titans, although I think are a good team, play everybody close for the most part. That means in their wins they play close and in their losses they play close. So there's obviously a chance, right? There's definitely a chance. But the way that the Jags looked against the Lions, there was zero juice. The juice was MIA, missing in action. We know that whoever lines up on the other side of Tyson Campbell, that receiver is probably going to catch a go ball at least once in the game. Probably be for a good amount of yards. And there is a path to this thing getting ugly. Not just against Tennessee. What happens after Tennessee, Brian?
Now, Tennessee, then Dallas, correct?
Yes. That could be.
Now, that could get out of pocket.
Get out of pocket.
Could that throw 50 points up on you?
Mm-hmm. What happens after that?
I believe that's the Jets or
the Jet. No, you're right. You're
the
right
Jets
on the money.
and then the Titans again.
You're right on the money. All of those things are correct.
Yeah.
Newsflash: the Jets have a great defense.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And if Mike White does what Mike White does occasionally, this could get ugly, folks. I'm not saying it will, but if they come out like they did against the Detroit Lions, they are going to get blown out by the Tennessee Titans. They might get blown out by the Dallas Cowboys even if they try their hardest because they just be blowing teams out. And then the New York Jets. So the first thing that comes to my mind is this could get ugly, and this could be the start of some really bad to finish the season. That's my first thought.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you turn your attention to what has happened of late, Derrick Henry has been missing in action. MIA, nowhere to be found. Last game, Derrick Henry, 11 carries for 30 yards. That's tough. Now, that is tough. Now, there's two ways to look at that. And by the way, the last few games for Derrick Henry have not been good. Not over 100 yards. So you could look at that as like, hey, is Derrick running out of gas? Have they figured out how to stop him? Is the offensive line that bad that they can't just fix it? You could look at it that way, and you might be right. Or Derrick Henry's due. Derrick Henry is due for an explosion against whatever team just happens to be in the way. And lucky for Jacksonville, it's the Jaguars. I don't think we need any more Derrick Henry highlight moments against the Jags, but we might get one without asking for it. And that's the problem. Brian, you have some faith. I heard you say it. Winnable.
Yeah, it's winnable.
I have no faith. They haven't beat the Tennessee Titans in... We found this out today. They have not beat the Tennessee Titans in Nashville since our analyst Clay Harbor was on the team. He's now an analyst.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. It's not fun at all. It's actually miserable. It's a miserable fact. That is bad. That is awful. The Jags go to Tennessee this weekend. And is this team the team to break that curse? Certainly not after last week. Certainly nobody will be picking them after last week and what happened to them against the Lions.
Yeah, and Kasey, all good points. And I think that's, to steal something from what you just said, they're due. You just named that length of time since Tennessee has experienced the loss at the Jags' hands in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Jags are due. Will they come out? The one thing we can say about the Jags, as frustrating as they've been, have they come out 2 weeks in a row, not two losses in a row, but 2 weeks in a row, and played, honestly, as poorly back-to-back games? I'm seriously asking the question. I'm thinking back to the Texans game that was pretty bad, and I don't remember what the game was after that. I don't believe they won that game right afterwards, though. And so you start looking at the Jags being able to piece together good football. Maybe not winning football, but good football. And before this Detroit game, you could point at more quarters than not that the Jags actually played good-ish football, better than average football. And so do I think that they're going to come out with the same, what's the word you use, juice or lack thereof? Like no, I just don't. You got a division rival. You got someone who you know pretty well. You played them twice. This is the first of two meetings. It's going to be something where I think that Coach Peterson and that coaching staff has done a good job for the majority of the season of having the team somewhat prepared to the point where it's not going to get out of pocket like it did in Detroit. Regardless if they're in the right place or not, regardless if, you think that the other team may be more talented, I think that Coach Peterson has gotten this team to a point where they still expect to win, and they still expect to play well even if they get punched in the mouth in the beginning. And I think that you may experience something like that in the beginning of this game. Tennessee at home, coming off of a big loss, they're going to be amped up as well, and they may, jump out to a fast start. This team has shown resilience outside of last week. And I hope that's not a trend. I don't think it is a trend, Kasey. So that's why I have a bit of faith and a bit of optimism that this is a winnable game and that Jacksonville, can at the end of four quarters can look up and then we're right back at, man, where was this at last week? But Victory Monday. So
on December 11th, which is Sunday, I think you will know the outcome of the game 4 plays in, not counting the kickoff.
Wow.
Because, to be honest, you knew the outcome 4 plays in when Travis Etienne fumbled. right? It felt that way. It was like, here we go. You'll know that because the Jags don't want the football. The Jags will defer to the second half every time, which I think is dumb, especially in this game. I think it would be dumb. They will do that. And you'll know right away. The offensive line for Tennessee is not good. But if they bully the Jags around for a couple plays to start the game, yeah, we might be firing up the FIFA. Might be moving on to some other games that are on.
You're not even going to put it on mute while you have FIFA
Probably not, because I don't need to see them get out physicaled again, which has been a theme, recent theme. They are just not matching up with physical teams. Now, granted, part of the problem with that is their guys up front are not performing to how they should be or how they were expected to perform, i.e., who fully fought Kasey, i.e., Trayvon Walker. I got plenty more examples, but you understand who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I think it will be telling in the very beginning of the game. Are they getting pushed around by their offensive line, which is not good? Well, no. And that sets the tone for the whole game. And I would advise Doug Peterson, if you're listening, just take the ball first. Go down, get points, start the game. That's new and fun. That would be exciting. That's something that I would look into. Of course, they won't. But I think you'll know early on in this football game what it's going to be. And the reason I said it could get ugly a couple minutes ago is it's just a snowball, right? This is where you stop the snowball. You're playing Tennessee, who they lead the division. Are they unbeatable? Absolutely not. They just got blown out by Philadelphia. This is not a team that, although I think they're pretty good, they don't just beat up on teams, right? This is where you stop the snowball. What you can't let happen is this thing to keep rolling. Because the last thing you want is this thing to keep rolling, to keep using the snowball analogy, and roll right up to the bank when Dallas comes in. Because then it will be a disaster.
Yeah.
Then everything, it will be dead. Because I'm not convinced they're beating the Houston Texans to end the season. And if they don't win before they get to Houston, obviously they're not getting to 6 wins. This turned into a tough little stretch if they can't beat Tennessee because Dallas is very good. The New York Jets are pretty good on defense at least. Tennessee twice, a team that you can't beat on the road, barely can beat them at home. And then Houston, who you really can't beat. Yikes. It could get ugly, Brian. It could get ugly.
Yeah, I agree with that. But just once again, it's our job to talk about how this potentially will affect the Jags and, what they have to worry about. Listen, you just said it. Tennessee is not unbeatable. And some of these wins, okay, granted, I'm all for it. If you get the win, you get the win. They ain't been super impressive. It's impressive how they dug out of the hole that they started because I believe they started 0-2 as well. But they're not like one of these juggernauts. They're not on the level that they were last year, and that's for sure. And you got to remember who they still have at quarterback and the fact that they're not really popping off or Derrick Henry's not really popping off. It could be that he's tired. It could be that, he's 28, he's taken a lot of beat downs since Alabama, since probably Yulee. We won't count that, but Alabama, and now you're going into the NFL and he's been the guy for half a decade. Listen, Tennessee can get got. That's how, we would say, in the neighborhood. He can get got. Mm-hmm. And I think that they can get got, but you're going to have to play up to the standard that you can play. This team right here, we can both agree. I don't want to speak for you, but tell me if I'm wrong. If Jacksonville plays to the level, to 90% of what they could be, Tennessee got a problem on their hands. And I'm talking about both offensively and defensively because we do have enough talent here. We do have enough of the right people here from the coaches down to the players that I think that we can play with anybody, except Detroit, apparently.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to do that. I don't think this is a team where you can just come back on. I don't think you can drop down like we did in the Raiders games or in other games in the season and kind of fight back. I do agree with you on that point. If it gets down early or it gets down pretty bad, a 14-0, a 17-0, a 21-0, or 21-3, this could snowball. I do agree with you on that end.
I agree with you that at the best of the best, the Jags can play with anybody. I agree with that. But if Tennessee is at their best of the best, I think they can beat anybody. That's the difference. If the Jags are playing their best of the best, they can't beat anybody. I don't believe that to be true. I believe that if Tennessee's got everything clicking, the quarterback, the defense, which is great, Derrick Henry, I think they beat anybody. They can beat the Chiefs. They can beat the Eagles. They're not there a lot. They don't get to that point a lot, and that's been the knock on the quarterback, to be honest, because their defense shows up every week. There's no doubt about that. They have a really good defense. They show up. The question is, can the offense show up? Now, granted, it seems like no team is hurt as much as Tennessee. I don't know what the deal with that is, but it seems like Tennessee is always hurt. They're always banged up. Somebody's always missing a game. And that obviously hurts them, but they still find ways to be in every single game they play. Here's the crazy part about Tennessee. They've lost 2 in a row. They're struggling a bit. And you mentioned it. They started out 0-2, but they lost to the Giants and Buffalo. Good teams. They lost to Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Philadelphia along the way. There's not a bad loss in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah, I'm with you.
They take care of their business when they should, and that's what's impressive about them. Their wins, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that beating the Green Bay Packers is that impressive. The way they did it was impressive. They went into Lambeau. The quarterback played well. They had 400 yards of total offense, and they beat the heck out of the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. Not an easy thing to do. The Denver Broncos, the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts twice, the Raiders, and the Commanders are their wins.
You know, exactly. Some of those were closer than I would think for, a Titans team that we both think really highly of.
Yes, they're closer, but they took
won.
care of their business.
Yep.
And it's so much harder to do than to say. I sit here and tell you the Jags need to take care of their business. It's frankly why the Jags are not a good team. If they took care of their business in the games they should have won, it'd be a whole different season. A whole different season. But you can't look at these losses because the Giants ended up being a good team. And it's week 1, even if you wanted to throw that out. They got boat raced by Buffalo. That is unusual. 1 for the Titans. It was early in the season. It was on the road. If you're making excuses for them, which I guess am in a point. But that's a game that a lot of teams lose. Kansas City in overtime, it is what it is. You know how I feel about Cincinnati. I think they're better. You know how I feel about Philadelphia. I think they're better. But there's not a bad loss on this Tennessee slate right now, unless you count week 1 against New York, which I could give you that. But as it turned out, the Giants were a good team this year, or are a good team this year. So when I look at that, Brian, I'm like, if you go by the trends, the Tennessee Titans take care of their business more times than not, which makes me think, why wouldn't they take care of their business on Sunday?
But are they just that good a team? I mean, look at a couple of those non-bad losses, but they were blowouts. The Bills, Philly, okay, they're not on that level. And, I mean, we're talking about the Jags losing to Detroit, which is not Philly or Buffalo, but, they got blown out twice this year. And it's not like, they're getting any moral victories out here. I guess all in all, Kasey, I just look at it this way. Titans will be favored. I don't know if you know the line.
I can get it, but they are favored.
I'm sure that they're going to be favored by most everybody and probably a high majority of people who live here in Duval County. All I'm saying is we've seen when Jacksonville is clicking, and we know that it wasn't just a one-shot deal. It wasn't just the one game against Indianapolis, or it wasn't just the one game
right now.
Okay. And it wasn't just the one game, against injured Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've seen it, and you've seen the growth in certain positions, especially at quarterback, that should allow you to be like, okay, what we can't have is a fumble, on that first drive. Like you said, 4 plays in. You can't have a fumble or a big-time catch that is taken back because someone is downfield that's not supposed to be, or a touchdown taken back, or, a roughing the passer penalty early on. Something
all
that's going
things
to put
that
you back.
have killed them this year at each different time.
Exactly. If you don't have that, if you can just play smart football, which you've shown at times that you can do, we know the resiliency part is in there, even if becomes a slugfest. And so, again, that's where my optimism lies. I think that we have more than enough talent. I think we have the right coach. And as long as you go out there and play to the levels that you have shown that you could play, it's going to be a good game in Tennessee. This will not be another 40-14 slaughter, So, yeah, you're right. But get one of these wins in, because Dallas is coming, and then the Jets are coming, and then Tennessee's like, hey, round 2, we're going to come to your house. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the Jags are still going to get, I won't call it right now, but Jags are going to get at least one of these, next 3. Maybe 2. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit uppity right now. Maybe 2.
You feeling better than most people in our chat right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got Dean Machine, good to see you back in the chat. I'm down so bad with the team, I don't know what to say anymore about them. Imagine doing this job. I Am Legend, all of our Madden ratings going down. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone check that.
Trevor's got to be going up. Trevor's got to be going up.
Oh, wow.
YB, please be the Titans. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Cosign.
It's tough right now, right? I wouldn't have been happy no matter what happened if you lose to the Lions, right? There's no way that you lose to the Lions and you come out with any positives. But when you get boat raced, when you get walked up and down the field, when it looks like half the team didn't get on the plane in Jacksonville, that's different.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of what in the world is happening here. They have the worst defense in the league. And we put a lot on the defense that they couldn't stop them. At least they have a great offense, right? And I'm not trying to make excuses for the defense because there's none in what they did on Sunday. But they couldn't really score either. It was tough all the way around. It's bad. And hopefully that gets better when they play Tennessee. Although I don't know for sure that it will. Let's take a break. Brian Middleton, Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton. I believe we have trivia up next. Are you smarter than Kasey Kurtz? They say it's a 4-game losing streak. Depends on who you ask, right? Depends on who you ask. I say it's like a 2-gamer. Brian Middleton says it's a 4-gamer. But we're going to find out what happens on the other side. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton. We'll be right back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly clear tonight. There will be some fog by morning as temperatures drop into the 50s. It'll become partly to mostly sunny and again unseasonably warm tomorrow. Your Thursday high will reach the lower 80s. From the CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
The Ospreys are swooping here as we head toward the end of 2022 and into the beginning of 2023 basketball style. There's a lot of momentum on the University of North Florida campus. New improvements at UNF Arena with basketball season going on. And don't forget to get your tickets and check out the new arena. Men's and women's basketball, UNFOspreys.com for news, schedules, and results. Be a part of the momentum at the University of North Florida. Attend a game. Join the Osprey Club, UNFOspreys.com.
At Progressive, we know there's nothing like the feeling of riding your motorcycle with your buddies on the open road. It's a potent cocktail of thrills, laughter, and pure adrenaline. A feeling that would be impossible to recreate on the radio. Until now. Hit it, sound effects guy.
I'm real proud of you, son.
Wow, that was terrible. Our apologies for even trying. Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools for you to give the gift of a smarter home with savings on top brands, like the Google Hub, a command center for your smart devices that raises the IQ of your entire home, or the Nest Learning Thermostat that helps you conserve energy and save on your bill. And if you don't know what to get, gift cards are a smart gift no matter what they get. So this year, gift smarter with savings on tools to make your holiday magic. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Attention Dish customers. Dish Network pulled WFOX Fox 30 off the air, depriving you of your favorite programming. That means no sports, local news, weather, traffic, or the shows you love. Call Dish now at 1-800-333-3474 and tell them to put WFOX Fox 30 back on the air.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8214. 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks Arrest Training Center tip line,
where we give expert advice for crooks.
You may have recently heard that SafeTouch Security is running an insane special for business owners. A 2-for-1 deal on 24/7 perimeter guard cameras.
Yeah, these cameras are game changers.
Correct. They are compatible with a SafeTouch system, a different system, or no system at all, giving business owners a lot of flexibility.
Plus, SafeTouch offers free installation, free storage, and a lifetime warranty, all for less than $1 a day.
So, don't be surprised when you see more and more SafeTouch signs at businesses.
And if you're a crook, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security System. Nobody beats SafeTouch.
Buy one, get one free cameras are limited and going fast. Beat the holiday rush. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Listen to ESPN690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton, ESPN 690. Brian Middleton's favorite time of the week is here. How can he make me lose again? What kind of technicality Houston Astros situation can play out once again on a Wednesday? Are you smarter than Kasey Kurtz? Kasey Kurtz, Brian Middleton is the broadcast. Don, Brian, take it away.
All right. In the challenger's corner, he hails from the land of the Tigers and the Saints down in Louisiana. It's been said that's a description of his fighting style as well. He didn't know I knew that. Growing up, he was taught discipline, folks, by cutting yards with a pair of scissors. Okay, you hear me? Okay. All right? Second grade, just cutting it. Pair of scissors. Legend has it that gnats don't bite him out of fear that they'll die of too much sauce. Okay? Let me introduce to you the lucky Luciano of Louisiana minus the crime. The potentate of press conferences. The ultimate warrior of WOKV. Put your hands together, stand up, even if I can't see you, for Stephen Ponson.
Brian, that's incredible. That's an incredible intro there.
Yeah, we do that.
You're going to get me teared up, man. I feel like I almost have to speak like Coach O now.
Yeah, see, that's what we do right now. I like that. Right. Can you do that, by the way? Can you do that? No?
Let me work on it a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Got to channel it in.
Yeah. And then in the other corner is Kasey Kurtz. Yep. Kasey Kurtz, everybody. Kasey Kurtz. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm going to go over the rules now. Enough clapping. I'm going to go over the rules now, and then we'll get into it. Okay, gentlemen. 1 point per correct answer. 1 guess per question. You do not have to wait for the question to be completed to answer. If your op gets their guess wrong, I will finish and or repeat the question before you have to answer. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a yeah on both sides?
Yes.
All right. Protect yourself at all times, gentlemen. Let's start with the first question. NHL and Washington Capitals legend Alexander Ovechkin has won the Hart Trophy how many times?
This is kind of what I was talking about. It's pretty random.
Yeah.
5.
Let's go 3.
See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
All right. Keep track of your points, all right?
Yeah, he can't be bothered to keep track of the points.
Next up, what is the state capital of Texas?
Austin.
There you go.
I'm going to get rolled.
All right. What's that?
It's 2-0.
All
There's
right.
only been 2 questions.
Here we go. Deion Sanders has been in the news recently as he's become the new head coach for the University of Colorado. During his years as a player, he played for Atlanta, San Francisco, Dallas, Baltimore, and what other team?
When you say Atlanta, do you mean the baseball part of it as well, or is the? Don't do this.
During his years as a player, he played for the Falcons, the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Ravens, and what other team?
The Braves?
What other NFL team?
All right. I didn't know if it was a trick question, you bum.
I know I'm going to get this one wrong. For some reason, I want to say the Bills, but I know that's wrong.
Is that the guess?
That's a guess, yeah.
Okay. Kasey, do you have a real guess?
The Packers. Dang it, that felt right.
It was Washington. For one season. Yeah. All right, 2-0.
It's kind of like the Packers.
Close enough.
Sort of. They play football.
Next up. This food is a sweet braided bread which originated in the Jewish communities of Poland and Ukraine. It's prepared with a yeast-leavened dough that is rolled out and spread with a filling such as chocolate, cinnamon, fruit, or cheese.
Challah.
You close though. You're thinking. Kasey, you look like you got it.
Dude, I don't have it. I don't have it. Is it a crepe? No. Dang it. Is it a turnover?
You still doing turnovers. It's babka.
See, this is the kind of stuff I'm
babka.
talking about.
All right, next up.
I don't know any of this.
The Players' Championship was canceled after the first round in 2020 because of COVID. Who won this event the year prior?
Rory McIlroy.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Next up.
It's 3-0, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Getting rolled.
If 2 cars come to a 4-way stop at the same time, which car goes first?
Car on the right.
You were 16 when you did this, Kasey. You're 24. Like you've had years at this. Come on now. All right, who said this?
What just happened?
The more I practice, the luckier I get. The more I practice, the luckier I get.
Can we get some kind of context here?
Yeah, what's going on?
Who said this?
Was it like in a song or something?
No, it was not a song.
Okay,
it was just a quote.
One more time, Brian?
Yeah. Who said, the more I practice, the luckier I get? Would you like another hint?
Yes.
He's a 9-time major winner in the PGA.
9-time major
winner.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
9's a lot.
4, 3,
Jack
2,
Nicklaus. I'm
1.
just gonna
0.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Gary Player. Gary Player.
Yeah, it feels like something Gary would say.
Let's stick with golf. Live Golf's Phil Mickelson had a great run in the PGA Tour where he's won 6 majors. What major championship has he never won?
U.S. Open.
There you now. Here goes the comeback right here, Kasey Kurtz. 3-1. Here we go. Next up. This 1900s American sports comedy is about an unsuccessful ice hockey player who discovers his newfound talent for golf.
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
3-2. Uh-oh.
That's good. Almost went slap shot there.
Yeah.
I was like, what is he saying?
Yeah.
Here we go. Next up, this is the final regular season question.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you get to hear about the postseason.
What NHL team has the most losses in the Stanley Cup?
Playoffs? Final?
Like most most finals they lost?
Yes.
Montreal.
They have the most wins though, Kasey. I almost did that one. Yeah, that was a good guess.
I'm gonna go with the
I'm gonna be so upset if it's the other one.
Let's go with the Chicago Blackhawks.
That's another good one. They're up there.
Is it Toronto?
No.
Thank goodness.
It's the Boston Bruins. 14. I guess they've been losers for a while.
That's a good way to say it. Yeah.
Okay. So here we stand, Steven. Okay. We do this every week. Now listen, you're up 3-2. Okay. So you have two options that I'm going to extend to you right now. You could take your victory and just say, hey, listen, I beat you fair and square in the regular rounds. You get no extra chance to potentially win this and take this from me. Or you could say, you know what? I'm going to take this final question, which is called the tiebreaker. It's worth 2 points, and you can either extend your lead like Philly did on the boys, the Titans, or Kasey could potentially get it and have a improbable comeback in this game, and then you would walk away knowing that you're not smarter than Kasey Kurtz. What do you want to do?
Well, Brian, looking back from this past weekend, UCF, they lost the American Championship game.
Yeah, they did.
Saints lost on Monday Night Football. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they lost against the Detroit Red Wings last night.
Wow.
Man, I'm on a losing streak. I got to go for 2 here. You just got to go.
Wow. Okay.
Look at this.
Here we
go for the win.
All right, guys.
This is a moment
for 2
right
points
here.
and for it all. Kasey.
It'll be a math question every time, and I'd lose.
No, it's not. It was second grade science. This is what I typed in, okay?
Jesus.
The largest planet in our solar system.
Jupiter.
And as usual. Wow, man. Wow. I got to be real with you. Ponson, Steven.
Yo.
Let me tell you something real quick, man.
I'm an idiot.
I am
No, you're not.
so
Don't be hard on yourself now.
impressed. I am so impressed with you coming in basically cold. You weren't warmed up.
Nope.
You asked me beforehand, like, is there anything I need to do to prepare? I was like, nope. You got some sports. There's going to be some random stuff out there.
Oh,
You
no.
just come in and do your best. And for 1 week, at least, until Kasey gets his rematch eventually,
All right.
you're smarter than Kasey Lamont Kurtz. Now, this is the moment in the segment where we allow you the floor. You can talk to the listeners. You can talk to your fans. You can talk to Kasey Kurtz. You can talk trash. You can pat him on the back. Whatever you want to do, the floor is yours.
Brian, thank you so much. Kasey, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm not a trash talker, so I'm not gonna go down that road. But Kasey, I would love to have a rematch one day.
This is great.
I maybe we could get some sort of like round table sort of trivia or something like that. Get a whole bunch of people in here. Like, that sounds fantastic. I would be thrilled if we were able to do something like that. I really appreciate you guys having me on and doing this. Thanks so much.
Let's clap it up, can we please?
Let's clap it up. Why are you looking like that, Kasey?
I'm not used to people being nice to me after they blow me out of the water in trivia. You know what I'm saying?
That's not my style. That's not my style.
Here's the problem before we go to break.
Okay.
When you said, like, this is going to sound horrible. When you said planet, I was like, I got no shot. Like, I couldn't think of a planet. No. I was like, Earth, Mars, and I swear to you, I was like,
that boy said Venus is out of here.
I was like, Joe, it's not Mars, bro. I was like, I'm in serious trouble here.
Wow.
So that's tough.
You made a comeback. It was very Jaguar-esque. It was like
and I
ugly.
Still lost.
And I thought it was going to be like 7-1. And then next thing you know, you're in a tiebreaker. You're going for 2 for the win, Kasey. I got to be real with you, man. You're doing a lot better.
Still losing. It's a very Jag situation. Anyway, Steven, thanks for coming by.
You got it, Kasey. Thanks.
Thanks for beating me in trivia. Anyway, we roll on after this. Overtime. Come on, just hit the commercials. We got to go to break. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton. We'll be right back.
When Smart Tools give you control, you own it. When you're confident in your decisions, you own it. When you're sure someone's got your back, you own it. At Community First Credit Union, you can own it all. With free digital banking, fewer fees, and a team that's ready to help, you're in control of your money so you can live your life your way. Go ahead and own it. Add an account today at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA.
ESPN690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
This holiday season, switch to Boost Mobile and get a single line unlimited plan for $25 a month and
a partridge in a pear tree?
Coverage on America's largest 5G networks.
How about 7 swans of swimming?
No, but if you're not satisfied within the first 30 days, Boost gives you your money back.
Turtle doves, French hens?
The lowest truly unlimited plan on the market, one line for $25 a month when you switch.
I'll take it.
Boost Mobile. Unleash your power. Limited time offer. New customers only. One line for $25 per month with autopay. Device must be returned in like new condition. Monthly service refunded via e-gift card. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
It's that time of year again. Time to hang up Christmas lights.
That's right, Jay. Unfortunately, a lot of people will be hanging their lights over cracked, chipped, and faded paint.
If your current paint job hasn't lasted as long as that cheap set of Christmas lights, you need Rhino Shield.
Get a free iPad if your job is booked by the end of the year. And we're offering 0 down, up to 35% off, and a 2-year same as cash.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Ready to hit the road this fall? Maybe a trip to the mountains or over the river to Grandma's? Then listen up, because you need to rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. If you've tried to rent lately, then you know rental companies are short on inventory, but not our friends over at Arlington Toyota Rent-A-Car. Arlington has 2022 and 2023 models in stock and ready to rent at a great price. Plus, renting a Toyota is the best way to try it before you buy it. Go to arlingtontoyota.com, reserve your rental, and discover just how good Toyota Rent-A-Car can be.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, Jacksonville.
The University of South Carolina and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will face off in Jacksonville at the 78th TaxSlayer Gator Bowl game December 30th. Game day starts early with the TaxSlayer Tailgate and Fan Fest at Met Park at 11 a.m. The official pregame show starts at 3 p.m. with kickoff at 3:30 on Bill Gay grounds at TIAA Bank Field. Don't miss a top 25 matchup between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Tickets and hospitality packages are on sale at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. That's TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Attention Dish customers. Dish Network pulled WFOX Fox 30 off the air, depriving you of your favorite programming. That means no sports, local news, weather, traffic, or the shows you love. Call Dish now at 1-800-333-3474 and tell them to put WFOX Fox 30 back on the air.
Hi, this is Mal Washington. The MLB Washington Youth Foundation provides after-school and summer programs for youth in Jacksonville's urban core. Learn more about the foundation at malwashington.com. Want to offer hope and change a child's life? Please consider joining the Malavia Washington Youth Foundation once a week to mentor a child. Visit malwashington.com to learn more. Want to change a life but don't have time to volunteer? Consider sponsoring a child today. It's your serve. Visit malwashington.com to learn more.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN690.
More pain. Are you smarter than Kasey Kurtz? Another L. Good thing we didn't put up that board we talked about. You remember putting up the board? People that I was smarter than, and then people that were smarter than me. That would have been awful.
For the new year. For the new season.
We'll start in we'll be better in 2023.
Yeah.
That's what matters. The new season. Yeah. And then I'll get smoked by these same people again in the rematch. Holy cow. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton, ESPN 690. If you missed it, I lost in trivia. Listen to it on the podcast. That's what I got for you on that front. But more to do before we get out of here on a Wednesday night. Nothing coming up, actually. Just regular old ESPN programming. Spain and Fitz after us. No play-by-play tonight. Had the Jimmy V Classic last night, obviously Thursday Night Football. Tomorrow night, me and Brian Middleton will take you to 7:30, as we do on Thursday nights, to get you set for the football game. And Brent and Friends, obviously, tomorrow from 3 to 6 as well. Do want to let you know that we are starting tomorrow the 12 business days of Christmas. So there are 12 business days starting tomorrow until Christmas. And we here at ESPN 690, we don't count the weekends. We don't work those days. I guess we do, actually, Sunday mornings. But
boy.
So the 12 business days of Christmas, all you have to do is listen to the show. At 4:30 and at 6:30, we'll be giving away all kinds of stuff. And when I mean all kinds of stuff, I mean all kinds of stuff. As far as it stands right now, we have UNF basketball tickets. We have FSU basketball tickets. We have Bono's gift cards. We have Zaxby's gift cards. We have autographed photos of Tony Baselli, Josh Allen, Paul Posluszny, Charlie Ward, and more. We have Brent and Friends beanies. We have all kinds of stuff that we are giving away and more things that just keep coming in that I don't want to tell you about yet because we don't have them in hand, but we feel good about getting them. So much good stuff. We're giving them away to you, the people, for just listening to the show. So tomorrow at 4:30 and tomorrow at 6:30, and then on Friday, and then Monday through Friday after that, and then Monday through Friday after that. The 12 business days of Christmas, Brian Middleton. Aren't you excited to give stuff away to the people?
Yeah, I like that, man. The 12 business days of Christmas. You got to trademark that, coin that.
It's
the company takes it.
It's genius. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you listening. We want to give you some stuff as we can. We'll tell you what caller to be, all that information coming up tomorrow. I do believe the first thing we're going to have, I think we're going to do like little prize packs. Oh, we have Dream 18 cards as well. So much stuff. And I think tomorrow we're going to have UNF basketball tickets for this weekend coming up. So
good stuff.
We'll let you know about that tomorrow. We appreciate you listening here at ESPN 690, as you know. And we want to give you some free stuff for doing so. Brian Middleton, we have a couple minutes to go. Do we want to talk about the frustrated fan bases in the National Football League?
The music's ready.
Now, I remember last week we dabbled into some other fan bases. Are we dabbling or are we staying in the NFL?
We dabbling, Kasey Kurtz. This thing evolves, and I like the way that it's evolving, so let's dabble.
I like it because we can just keep it going into, like, baseball season and all those other seasons.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Am I starting?
Go ahead and start.
I'll start. Listen. You know, I hate to do it. Steven was just in here. Good guy. You know, beat me in trivia. Good guy. Got to start with the New Orleans Saints, man. I've had them on here before. 4-9. Listen, if you are behind the Carolina Panthers in anything, it's not good. Listen, Brian, you know it's true. It's not a good season. You know, you be beating the Bucks all but 3 seconds in the game. All but 3 seconds in the game.
Yeah.
That is tough. That's a tough sell. They're only beating teams like the Rams, who are absolutely atrocious and would always be on this list if they actually had fans. They don't. That's a whole different thing. Jameis Winston should probably be playing quarterback. Actually, not probably. He should be playing quarterback for the Saints. And by the way, the Saints traded their first-round pick this year to the Eagles. So you're losing for nothing. That is a tough sell. Saints fans, you're passionate. I understand it. Steven had the Saints logo on his cup. I feel bad for him. It's a tough go. Gotta go with the Saints here at number 3, to be real with you. Tough season right now for them.
I actually like it. You've convinced me. Number 3, I have the Alabama Crimson Tide. Listen, imagine you wake up in Tuscaloosa and you're looking at the college football playoffs. And you got UGA in there. You're like, okay, yeah, they're pretty good. You know what I mean? You look at Michigan, you're like, yeah, they're proving something. You got an Ohio State team, ain't sniffed their conference championship game because they got whacked by Michigan. You got TCU, not a conference champion, and in there, didn't move down a spot. Stay where they at. They're that good, huh? Huh? TCU and Ohio State better than us? Now we got to play Kansas State, and you know how this is going to go. Kansas State going to get walked by Alabama. Ohio State going to get walked by Georgia. TCU going to lose to Michigan. And then Alabama at the end of it all is going to be number 3. And think about what could have been Kasey Kurtz. So I got Alabama on my frustrated fan base is number 3.
That's fun. I got to sum it up the way Dean Machine did earlier in the show on the stream. I'm down so bad with this team, I don't know what to say anymore about them, and that's why the Jags are at number 2. Listen, man, it's frustrated. You can't get blown out by the Lions. I mean, can we appreciate what happened? They got blown out by the Lions. Come on. Like, I don't know why we're surprised anymore, but it's just so annoying. And I'm not super confident about the Titans, and I'm certainly not confident against the Dallas Cowboys. It could get very, very ugly. Times could be tough. We might be talking NBA next week. Like, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. We could be talking MLB Free Agency, which, by the way, Aaron Judge re-signed with the Yankees today.
Tell them to bring me my money.
But I'm still talking about the Jags, but it's painful. It is so painful to do right now, especially coming off a loss like that to the Detroit Lions. And the fans are mad. I can see it. They want somebody fired, too. I'm not disagreeing with you, by the way. I just don't know who. I got the Jags in number 2.
Good pick.
Sad day.
I went to the NFL as well. Kasey Kurtz, imagine having the second best record in the entire league. And nobody is giving you a chance to do anything in the playoffs but get there. The Minnesota Vikings are my number 2, Kasey Kurtz. I'm over here like, 10-2? That's better than the Bills. That's better than the Chiefs. That's better than the Titans. I'm trying to go through other division leaders. That's way better than the Bucs. Everybody's saying the Bucs at least gonna win a game. And I'm over here like, okay. Is this what we're doing right now? That's cool. What are our 2 losses? Oh, Dallas and Philadelphia. Oh, by the way, they're beating a lot of people this year. But okay, you're going to put some respect on our name when it's all said and done up there in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins going to have to break the chains out on a private jet to y'all. But that's okay. Keep disrespecting them. I got Minnesota at number 2.
I'll make this one quick.
Okay.
You remember when I went to Chicago?
Okay.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I called you November 18th on the show from the snow.
Wow, okay.
And I said, hey, I'm about to go to the Orlando Magic Chicago Bulls game.
You did.
That was the last time the Orlando Magic have won.
Wow.
They have lost. They're going for 10 in a row tonight. 10 losses in a row.
Whoa.
I get they're a young team. I went to Chicago like 3 weeks ago. They haven't won since.
Yeah.
And by the way, they've played the Pacers twice. I mean, this is tough, man. This is tough. I feel like the Magic are too good to be this bad. Like, I know they're young. They got good players. It's tough. It's tough going right now for the Magic. And I got to go Magic fans number 1. It's been like 3 weeks since they won. Holy cow. I got to go with the Magic.
All right, Kasey. I'll make mine real quick because I know we got to get out. Anybody who's a part of the Baker Mayfield fan club got to be frustrated. Baker Mayfield, number 1. Trash Cleveland, let you go. Trash Carolina, let you go. The Rams like, maybe you'll start Thursday. What? Anyway, Kasey, I got Baker Mayfield and Associates at number 1.
Oh, that's a good one. And, by the way, Baker Mayfield, if you are a diehard, you just got to keep buying new jerseys. It's got to be frustrating. Bought the Panthers one, now you got to get the Rams one.
That's good.
Holy cow. Anyway, for Brian Middleton, I'm Kasey Kurtz. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. I want to eat a spicy chicken in my Tesla. Is it too much?